that's what he did. And messed up, like, he say he from up there where y'all at. He say he from New York. Well, upstate.
Upstate New York? Nah, we don't claim that.
Screaming at the top of your lungs don't make you that guy. Try to watch my style and replay it, don't make you fly. Don't take a break, cause the fake like the snake. When the big dog away, all they do is clout chase. When I enter the room, all they do is bout face. Put them lions on my back, then ball with the minister. Side put me on now, everybody wanna mimic you. Yeah, I thought I told you we the toughest here. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with him. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy, you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in your pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing you can teach is hope. Kill a spider, drown a fish, stomp a roach, do something. But don't come on sa.neter with the stunt. Everybody over here getting money. Touche hit me up, told me go and run it. Guess I'm Carl Lewis. You looking dumb foolish. Nigga way upstate making soft music. Boy, this the toughest environment, show you how to do it. Mr. Toughest environment, show you how to do it. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with it. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy, you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in your pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing you can teach is hope. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with it. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy, you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in your pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing you can teach is hope. Messed up, like, he say he from up there where y'all at. He say he from New York.
All right, man, you already know what it is. We got Minister Dr. Enqi in the building, and Enqi's going hard body on the pseudo killers, taking it straight to the juggler. Enqi going at goddamn Unc and his whole squad, and not to mention he's going after the Floyd Mayweather. Enqi, man, is really stepping out of his zone, but he think he got this. And we're going to find out in a minute. Enqi, the topic is, Dr. Enqi, did Jabari Osaze tell the truth and nothing but the truth when it came to Charles Darwin? Let's hear from you, Brother Enqi. What are you saying about this, man?
Well, let me get my mic, my mic straight. What I'm going to say is, emphatically, I'm going to say that Jabari absolutely, unequivocally did not tell the people the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Oh, man.
He did not tell the people the truth. And because, because this is the toughest environment to be in, right? Because the house of consciousness is the toughest environment to be in. One of the things that I've learned, and I'll share it with all of the the people trying to make a name for themselves, and people trying to get out there and debate and have, you know, conversate or strong conversations, and you know how we do. But I would say that one of the things that's important, I would say it's much more important than even being able to behave yourself, you know, control your passion. I would say one of the most important things is to not allow yourself to get distracted and not allow people to redirect you from making your point, restating your point, and then standing on your point. A lot of times people present great arguments, but they're distracted into side quests or straw man arguments. And so they're not able to capitalize on the moment. And it's very important to be able to capitalize on the moment when you're having certain types of conversations, because, you know, we do live in the age of the internet. And now, even more so than before, when we were coming up, now you have AI, right? So where you may be having a conversation with somebody and, you know, you may have them at a disadvantage. If you allow that person to strategically redirect your conversation and get you to fall off course, by the time you see them back in these YouTube streets, they're going to sound like they're a professor of whatever that subject is, because they're going to be then read up on it and you know, microwaved it, and you know, they're going to have a nice little, you know, so it'd be different. So because I didn't want to allow that to happen, you know, when Jabari was, you know, really trying to show off for the audience and talk about how, you know, he teaches his school children, which was really disturbing. He said that he teaches his children in school, or his students rather, because I believe he has adult children that he's teaching. I think he's college level or upper high school, whatever he's teaching. But he said his students. He teaches his students because a lot of his students falsely accuse Darwin of being racist. And, you know, these ideas are unfounded. And so, you know, he basically straightens them out and makes sure that they understand that Darwin was not racist, and that any racial ideas came from people following Darwin's work way after the time. You know, that's not Darwin. Darwin didn't come up with that. And, you know, we can't attach any of that to Darwin. And I saw people in the audience was rolling with it. So I ain't gonna lie, they was rolling with it. And I think a large part of that is due to Jabari's stature, how Jabari speaks, his cadence. And I think a lot of our people are mystified by credentials. I think that the same way diamonds or even fake diamonds can mystify people, like in the street, and make people believe you got money that you don't. I think in an intellectual space, I think credentials can do the same thing. I think credentials, people wave their credentials around like diamond necklaces or like a diamond watch, but sometimes it's fake diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the credentials don't really, you know, they don't really add up to you necessarily being, you know, having, you know, knowing what you're talking about.
Let me tell you what I'm surprised of. I'm surprised that I've been asking around a few people, and you seem, brother, believe it or not, Enqi, you seem to have the flow of the people, the ears of the people. I asked Apostle earlier today, and I asked him, was he keeping up on the argument between you, Unc, and Jabari? And he said, yes. And I asked him, who are you rolling with? Who you siding with? And he said, you, brother.
You know why?
Why?
Because there's a secret that now here's the thing. Me and Unc been having this conversation for the better part of 2 decades. So there's a lot of experience between us, right? And so I think that Unc is hiding a part of this conversation because I beat them up. You know, I beat up the Amin Ra squad so many times on this part of the conversation. So,
you know, you beat up the Amin Ra so much that it's no longer more Amin Ra squad.
That's a fact.
You know, he changed the name to Pseudo Killers now.
Yeah, and
he have a whole new crew.
Yeah, but you know what? The crew is this. It's the same effect, because what happens is Unc speaks a certain type of way with his passion and his matter of factness, and so he attracts people that are pretty intelligent. He attracts the right types of people. So what happens is when me and him start these arguments, you know what I'm saying? Like initially they'll just be siding with him because that's their man, you know what I'm saying? Or even leader or the face of their movement or whatever. But as they listen to the conversation, they will slowly step to the back and realize they don't want to be out there on Front Street with some of these arguments. And I think what happens is, you know, one of the most important things that Unc kind of leaves out of this Darwin conversation, because it didn't go so well before, is that this Darwin conversation is atheists versus people that believe in God.
You know, I think you are about to back Floyd Mayweather, aka Jabari, into a corner, brother. Because when you hit me with that earlier, I was like, damn, you might have a point.
No, it's a fact. You
can't be a believer in the Most High, in God, and say you believe in Charles Darwin theory.
That's
and I thought about that, and I was like, damn, you might be onto something. And this is why Unc believes in the Charles Darwin theory, because he considers himself to be a black atheist.
That's a fact.
As far as what Jabari is, I don't know. Jabari, where come out wherever you are, Jabari, and deal with this issue. You got something to talk. You got something to talk, some explaining to do, brother. You got something explaining to do, and Enqi is about to pull it out, man.
Yeah, because and this is the thing that everybody has to challenge themselves with. You know,
hey, one more thing. You cannot hit the panel and come in on the panel if I have not seen you contribute to the HOK. If you have not contributed to the Cash App, you can't hit the panel and come up, y'all. That's the way we're doing it now. We're doing it like that because you're going to have to show support and come up. Apostle, Elder Suntan, all the people that came up, they always support and they show the love. So you got to support the channel. All right, Dr. Patah, you got to support the channel. The Cash App is in the chat. If you want to support, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But you just can't keep coming up for free and don't support the channel. So I don't care what nobody else say. Oh, that nigga over there, I don't give a damn about none of that. This is sa.neter channel, and you're gonna show support. This is my business. So let's go, Dr. Enqi. One more thing. I got Apostle and Suntan in the back. These are your supporters. Now, if you want them to come in as you give your speech, they could probably ask you questions. I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay, no doubt. They come in like a couple of minutes. It's all good.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
But yeah, so you know, it's something that everybody has to wrestle with, because I noticed that I seen some of the people, now definitely some of the people I did see supporting, you know what I'm saying? Even the comments is both ways or whatever. But what disturbed me was that I seen people that had like Israelite names that was rolling with Unc. I seen people that had Kemetic names that was rolling with Unc. And I'm saying to myself, we got to straighten this out. I wonder if y'all understand the full scope of this conversation. See, And this is how back in the days I got caught up into this with them, because yes, I'm a guy that's with the science, but I make it clear that I'm on team God always. I'm never on team atheist. Like we might mix it up with religious ideology, but in no shape, form, or fashion am I anti-God or in the middle or confused, or maybe I'm not sure and agnostic. None of the above. But this is the scientific line of thinking created to oppose the idea of creationism or creationist, which later on became intelligent design, right? Because at first it was really religious people versus scientific people. And then as the religious argument grew and became scientific, because there's a point where a lot of scientists start switching over to understand that you can't get a living cell from rocks, right? You can't make dead alive again, right? Like you don't have a scientific, like even with Enqi reading over and over again the scientific method, right? That's why I was trolling and I kept saying there's that nasty little E word that's going to pop up when you do the scientific method. It's required. You have to verify your hypotheses, your theories, and observations with experiments. And so there has never been demonstrated the ability to get life from not life, to get life without intelligence. Abiogenesis has never been clinically or laboratory, like it's never been demonstrated to be able to create an actual cell or living system. And so abiogenesis is the root of this concept. Abiogenesis is the root of this concept and the root of the whole Darwin tree. So you can't believe in Allah. You have to take Allah off the table. You have to take Kemet off the table. You have to take maybe Buddhism, but you have to take Jesus, Yahweh. You have all of that has to come off the table in order for you to be in Camp Darwin. So I just wanted to make those lines clear as we move closer to the debate. Like this is at the core of this conversation is, you know, Darwinist versus intelligent design, right? So yeah, there's that. I guess Enqi names himself the God Killer, so even if he doesn't say it, it's kind of right there on the front street. But I'm just not sure that will work well with Jabari and his people. That's why I was kind of asking, you know what I'm saying, Jabari, like, how does Kemet fit into his Darwin idea?
That's a good question, man. Damn. That might have Jabari on the ropes right there, man. You might have to call Jabari behind the scene and tell him, yo, brother, listen, fall back from this debate here, brother.
Well, listen.
From this one.
Well, listen, Jabari is already on the ropes because even without that conversation, that's more just for the audience to make sure that they're on the right side of the conversation. You know, it's the same as like, you know, people talking about they follow Dr. Sebi, but they on the keto diet, or people saying they follow Dr. Sebi, but they on the carnivore paleo diet. Like you can't be on those diets don't mix. You know what I'm saying? But the real thing was just because I was so focused on wrestling with the science and, you know, the whole pangenesis conversation, you know, people feel like I let Jabari get away with saying that, you know, Darwin didn't have, you know, any racist ideas and Darwin shouldn't be associated with any racism. Darwin is the guy. And I was going to actually bring it up during your Sean Towers interview. Because Sean Towers, remember, his whole point that he kept coming back to was that the Bible is how they enslaved black people. You remember that, Sa? Oh, Sa is over there. Sa probably talking to Jabari right now. Yeah, he probably complained already. But anyway, Sa did an interview with a guy, and his name was Sean Towers. And Sean Towers was basically, arguing with folks, trying to express that, the Bible or Christianity, but he kind of went back and forth between Christianity and the Bible, which is not the same. It's light years between the two, but, that this is how they enslaved black people with the Bible. And what I'm saying is that they didn't enslave black people with the Bible. They enslaved black people with scientific ideas. And the scientific ideas existed for a long time, let me not say scientific. The ideas of racial superiority existed for a long time, but Darwin was like the champion of the people. Darwin came along and made the racial ideas scientific. Darwin made the racial ideas scientific by categorizing whites and Europeans as civilized people, and Africans, Negroes, and Aborigines as savages. And he even, oh yeah, look at South face. And he even said in his book that the civilized man was going to kill off the savages. You know what I'm saying? So when we see people like Hitler come along later on with his concept of superior race, what we have to remember is that when Hitler was in prison, he was studying Darwin. When Hitler was in prison, he was studying Darwin. So he used, a lot of what Hitler was saying was Darwinism. And, a lot of people that are Darwin apologists, like we might have to coin that as a term, a lot of people like Jabari that are Darwin apologists, they try to make it like, you know what I'm saying? They try to make it like it was, oh no, he didn't get this from, you know what I'm saying? But, for the people that are watching, I want y'all to open up another window. For everybody that has a computer, I want y'all to open up another window, right? On your computer, on your laptop right now, right? Because I don't want y'all to say, well, Enqi, you didn't provide a source, right? What I want you guys at home to do, I want to help y'all provide your own source tonight. I want y'all to find your own source right now. I want y'all to find your own sources, right? So I want y'all to open up another window on your laptop, right? Go into the Google and type in the book. The book is called Descent of Man, The Descent of Man. Ask, in The Descent of Man, what chapter did Charles Darwin call Africans and Negroes savages? And you know what's going to pop up? It's going to say chapter 2, chapter 6, chapter 7. Which chapter did Darwin say that the civilized man would kill off the Africans and Aborigines? I want y'all to look this stuff up. I want y'all to look this, but because I know y'all, some of y'all are just so pro Jabari that y'all just like, Enqi's like, I want y'all to look it up yourself. Come on now. I want y'all to look this up yourself. Type this into the chat. Type this into Google. The name of the book is The Descent of Man by Charles Darwin. Ask Google if you want to put it in your own words. Say, in The Descent of Man, did Darwin refer to Africans as savages? Yo, wait, yo, hold on. Yo, there's a guy in the chat. His name is Genie Pyro. Genie Pyro. He said, Enqi thinks he's teaching, but wants us to look something up. Yo, this is what I'm saying. Yo, Sa, it's people like that that make your chat look bad. Bro, if you think that you're learning and you're not supposed to look things up and read things and write things down, I'm not the problem. You are. I don't know what kind of student. See, this is a problem of, this is like a new age problem, right? This is a new age problem because I'm almost 50. Back in the days, we was proud to say that we were students of certain people. Whoever we were studying, we was proud to say that we were students and we were studying. And we went and got books and we wrote down stuff. And we even went to each other's houses and had like study groups. And we'd debate each other and take notes and go home and try to come back to the crib the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what happened when the weed culture changed. See, when we smoked, we got smart. Like, we would read and debate. Like, that's what we did. See, y'all are smoking weed and like playing Xbox or watching Pornhub. It's a totally different culture. You might still be using, might still be weed, might be the social drug, but the whole concept totally different. It's, yo, Chilimbe said, I'm scamming. Yo, Chilimbe said, I'm scamming. Now, this is the guy who said that Darwin and Leclerc was in the same generation, even though they was born 102 years apart. And he said, I'm scamming. Yo, see, they mad right now because they can't do nothing with this. They can't do nothing with this. This is trouble for them because right now people's pulling it up. And guess what? The Descent of Man is so old that all you got to do is type in The Descent of Man in PDF and people could download copies of the book and have the book right now at their house. They can have that book right now at your house. You don't even have to order this on Amazon or pay no money for it. You could type in Charles Darwin, The Descent of Man PDF. A bunch of links will pop up. Just download the link. You got the book at your house right now, where Charles Darwin is calling African savages and saying that the civilized European it's their job. It's their right to kill you off. Yo, they mad as hell right now. Listen, look, they mad with me and saying, look, this ain't the book. This ain't the book we're supposed to be talking about. We're supposed to be talking about origin of species. No, see, y'all are confused. And this is why I'm saying, this is again why I'm saying your teachers, Enqi and Jabari, have not led you in the right direction. They led you astray. You've been bamboozled. Yeah, you've been bamboozled because, see, Darwin doesn't have one book on the topic of evolution. Darwin has multiple books on the topic of evolution. So if your teacher led you to believe that Darwin only has one book on the topic of evolution, that's one of two things it could be. Either Jabari and Enqi did not know that there was more than one book to read by Charles Darwin on the subject, or Jabari and Enqi knew about the other books, but they were scared of what was in the other books. So they wanted to focus your attention on the only book that hasn't been totally burned and thrown in the trash, right? Because all Darwin's other books have been largely debunked. All of his other books have been largely debunked. Yeah, Descent of a Man it's like it's even hidden. The Darwinists don't even like you to mention that book. They don't even want you to talk about. They don't want you to bring that up. They don't want nobody to know that book exists, because when you read that book, you go, wait a minute. Hold on, Jabari. I thought he was only talking about plants and animals. Jabari. 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 You said, Jabari, you said that you have to re-educate your students because they think that Darwin had racist ideas. So here's another problem for you guys to deal with. And I like to put these things in binary sets for you. When Jabari said that he likes to re-educate his students because sometimes they think Darwin had racist ideas, again, that only means one of two things. That means either Jabari never read The Descent of Man, or Jabari also believes that the Africans were savages. So does Jabari believe that the Africans are savages? Sa, I need you to pick up over there, buddy. Sa, you look like you in trouble over there. Sa, you all right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Jabari, man. I can't allow you to do this, man. I can't allow you to do this to the Floyd, man.
Sa,
no, I'm really joking, brother. No, I was just sending out a lot of messages and stuff like that on the phone.
Sa, listen.
I'm listening to you, though. I heard everything you said.
But I want to ask you, if the book.
Shout out to my brother Ahmed Ra McCarthy, always showing love, always showing support, man. Thank you, brother.
And always shout out to the respiration specialist. I will always, that's who he is in my mind, the respiration specialist. But sorry,
shout out to my brother Cedric Ortega when he ain't on his bullshit. Shout out to him when he on his real shit. When he on his scholarship, shout out to him. I don't think he could be stopped either. He just got to stay focused and stay on his scholarship, and he's unbeatable, man.
Well, I wonder if Cedric also believes that. Listen, I would like to hear from, I know we got some brothers in the back that want to come on. You can bring them on. But I would love to hear from anybody that says that Darwin calling Africans savages is not racist. I just would love to hear their views.
Hell yeah, that's racist.
Well, so then what you're saying is you don't think Jabari read the book?
No, Jabari read the book. Jabari reads a lot.
Okay, so wait, Sa. See, now you putting Jabari in the trick bag, because if it's definitely racist and Jabari read it, then that means Jabari had to lie when he said that Charles Darwin didn't have no racist material.
What? Jabari ain't say nothing like that, brother. He ain't say that, man.
Of course he did, Sa. Remember the first video?
Brother, you should be getting them clips, man.
I'll let the whole thing play and just let Jabari go.
Nah, don't let the whole thing play, brother.
Look at the chat.
I'm gonna give Jabari a call in a minute.
They said Jabari in the body bag right now, because people is looking this up. People at home is stuck. They don't even know how to take this information. They confused at home. They like, wait a minute. So Charles Darwin got multiple books. Jabari didn't read the book, or did Jabari read the book? Is Jabari saying that he doesn't believe calling Africans savages is racist, or did Jabari lie to the one thing that they can't do at home right now is say that they don't all have the copy of the book. Because again, you go to Google, type in Charles Darwin, The Descent of Man, PDF, download, bam. You're going to get the book for free. Then you're going to go back to Google and you're going to ask Google, on what pages did Charles Darwin describe Africans and Negroes and Aborigines as savages? It's going to tell you. Then you're going to go back to Google again and say, on what pages did Charles Darwin say that the civilized man should kill them, the savages? And it's trouble. They got to figure out what they're going to do with that. It's ugly over there, Si. But yeah, I wanted to open up the floor so the folks could go in. You know what I'm saying? I see Apostle. Apostle is on Team God all the time, so you already know what he on, Si. He on Team God all the time.
Well, let me ask Apostle. Apostle, do you agree with Dr. Enqi when he said, if you believe in Charles Darwin theory, you can't believe in the God. You can't believe in God. You
I agree 100%.
Wow.
I will question any believer, any man that confess that he believes in the Most High and believe in Charles Darwin or evolution for that matter.
Moses 777, come on in. You're welcome to come in. You always show love. And let me say this right quick to the people that's just coming in. If you have not donated to the channel, you cannot come on the panel. The Cash App is inside of the chat. Show some love, donate to the Cash App, and you're welcome to be on all night with us. But if you have not donated, you can't come on to the panel. You got to support the channel. This is an educational platform, and you got to support. All right. Let's get to my sister Sakina Ra. How you doing, Queen?
Listen, I only came for a minute because I'm getting over laryngitis. I had bronchitis and laryngitis. So I only want to ask two questions. One is, to my understanding, that Aborigines in Africa, Asia, or European at that time, Aborigines wouldn't have included Africans. Am I right or wrong?
To my knowledge, I would say so.
Okay, so if the Aborigines did not include Africans, then everybody considered Africans to be beastly. Are we correct?
You mean Europeans?
Yes.
Yes, that's what they put in their material.
So then your question is not even a fair question. Are we right?
When you say not fair, what you mean?
Because if everybody considered Africans to be beastly animals and they didn't consider them human, then you cannot even consider to say that Charles Darwin himself considered Africans to be beastly animals, because everybody considered Africans to be beastly animals because they were not considered aboriginals. They were considered to be beastly animals. Not just Darwin said that, everybody said it.
Okay.
All right. Two is that considered to be, it wasn't just Charles Darwin, but it was also Thomas Paine, Immanuel Kant, and a few other people that was thinking into common knowledge and to consider other things that brought into thinking that Africans were not beastly animals, but they were human. And that this what brought into the Christly mannerism, or what brought into freeing slaves, but freedom didn't bring liberty, and it didn't bring justice, and it didn't bring equality. And so that's what separated some of the injustices that brought in when the French War and the French Revolution happened, and then the Civil War happened. So I agree with you to a degree, but not all the way fully. So I didn't see all of these podcasts that you guys had because I caught a virus and I lost my voice. So I'm trying to catch up. And so I don't have a yay or a nay, but I kind of see where you're going, but I'm kind of not, because I'm kind of lost. So I just want to appreciate y'all for having me on here just to say what I had to say. And I wish you luck to whatever y'all talking about. And I just wanted to throw that in there right quick just to make sure.
Yeah, go rest your voice, Queen. Come on now.
All right, thank you. But
You need to go rest your voice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't beat me up, sir. Just
No, never that. Never that. I want you to go rest your voice.
Yeah, get some hot tea and some herbs in.
Some honey.
Thank you. I'm doing that now. Peace, y'all. Thank you.
Peace. Okay, Apostle.
Yeah, so you know I can't argue with the sister. Her voice ain't right and all that. She could have came on and said your mama, and I would have still been like, you know what, you right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Apostle. What you got, man?
Yeah, no. My system over here is Jack, man.
Well, that ain't nothing new, brother.
Huh?
That's nothing new, man.
But yeah, I mean, come on, y'all. You got to be real, man. They don't come a bigger racist than Charles Darwin and his family. I'm talking about his cousin. All of them. His whole family.
The whole clique.
So,
but what that got to do with the theory, though? Let's say he is a racist, but what does that got to do with his evolution theory?
His theory was based on that. He based his theory on the fact that we were less than human.
So how come the majority of scientists is rolling with him and because going behind his work?
They're racist too. Ultimately, the same reason why the American Constitution says that they had to put an amendment in it, because we were considered 3/5 of a human being. So you just can't forget what history says.
Well, and also too, let me add this, because a part of how this all started back in the days was that we did have some elders that Enqi tried to use in his argument, like basically saying I disagree with the elders because a lot of the elders was teaching the out of Africa theory. And what I was saying was you have to be cautious with blindly accepting the out of Africa theory, because the out of Africa theory is a part of a larger, broader stream of racist ideas strung together that are not only racist, but atheists, right? And so the concept is that the monkeys came first, and then after the monkeys was black people, and then after black people was white people. And because there's no God, right? So let me also add this idea to it so that people that haven't been studying the information, they can understand this. So people that believe in God, perfection is at the beginning. And as we get further away from God, we get further away from perfection. The people with the atheists, abiogenesis concept, is the exact opposite. It's at the beginning was rocks bumping into each other, and those rocks bumping into each other accidentally made life. And so as life continues to go on, life is getting better. And so it's the new versions that job is to retire and replace and make go extinct the older versions. So we had the monkeys first, which was replaced by the black people. And the black people subdue the monkeys. Then after black people, nature created white folks, which is a better version. And it's the white folks' duty to subdue the black folks. And since we are much closer to the monkeys, we still have a lot of that monkey behavior, monkey savage, all of those kind of things. And so all of that was in, and this is why the other day I was showing the debate between Francis Cress Welsing and William Shockley, because the ideas did not begin with Hitler. The ideas began long before Darwin. Darwin just made them scientific. And once they were scientific, science became its own sort of religion. And so those things was passed down, not directly to Hitler, but to Margaret Sanger and all of the eugenicists of her time. And then from Margaret Sanger, Hitler did his thing over in Germany. You fast forward, we get guys like William Shockley. William Shockley is the father of Silicon Valley. And then from William Shockley, 20 years later, we get the Bell Curve book, which was released in the 90s. So these concepts haven't really went anywhere. And primarily the reason that they haven't went anywhere is because we're on autopilot. We, as Black folks, are now teaching ourselves and our children these racial ideas under the banner of science. And so as we're spending a lot of time blaming the Bible for slavery, we should be looking at these science textbooks that we just take for granted that they're the truth just because. Like, we just take for granted just because these things are the truth. And we don't examine these things. We don't ask questions. We take for granted that because it's science, that somebody did an experiment somewhere to validate this. And that's not always true. That's not always true. There are not always experiments to validate these things. Science has to take leaps of faith, sometimes larger leaps of faith than even the craziest religious idea, right? Because people that don't believe in religion or don't believe in God will, you know, they'll clown you. They'll say, oh, so you believe that Jesus walked on water? Or, oh, you believe that a man slept in a whale's mouth for 3 days and stuff like that. But a lot of times, the people that believe in God, they just not sharp enough with the science to turn back to them and say, oh, well, you believe that rocks can make people. You believe that 2 rocks can give birth to a cell. You believe that scientists can make a dead thing come back to life. Like, remember the other day, and I was loving it because remember when Enqi was bringing up the cure for death, Sa?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Abiogenesis is the cure for death. Abiogenesis is science saying that they believe that dead things can come back to life, that dead things can create a living cell. So, you know, it's just a matter of the fact that the Bible is everywhere. The Quran is everywhere.
All right, let me ask you this question, brother.
Go ahead.
Cedric is in the back. He's going to keep it on the scholarship, on the information. Is it all right? Yes or no? I'm just asking.
I'm trying to make sure we're on the right channel.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
You're cool dude, man.
Cedric, let's keep it on the information, brother. None of the ad homs. Because with the information, you're unstoppable.
I got you.
All right, go ahead, brother. Also, ask him a question.
I got 2 questions for you. 1, do you have a source for that claim you made about rocks and abiogenesis? I need a source that says rocks produce humans. Number 2, do you have everything you're saying about Darwin, does this undermine, disprove the theory of evolution by means of natural selection? Has anything you've been saying disqualified evolution by means of natural selection? Those were my 2 questions.
Okay, first of all, the first question you ask is a non-starter. That's not a real question because abiogenesis is not a part of my theory and not a part of my conversation. What you need to do is answer that. First of all, are you an atheist?
So you made a claim.
I'm asking you a question. Are you an atheist, brother? You up here?
I'm asking you if you have a source to support that claim you made about rocks rubbing against each other.
Listen, that's a science. That is a abiogenesis belief.
Abiogenesis.
Right. So, do you believe in abiogenesis? Yes or no?
There's no need for a belief. We don't have a complete. We don't have a complete theory. There are components. We understand RNA synthesis. These are all hypotheses, and we have working models. There's not a complete.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You've been waiting to. Hold on, brother. Listen, you've been waiting to get up here to have this moment for a while. So let me ask you. Hold on.
To support the claim you just made, yes or no?
That's not a claim. That's just a fact of what your side of the argument presents. So now, what you want me to do? Hold on.
The source that says rocks rub against each other, please.
Well, okay. So let me ask you a question. What is the material that exists?
Hold on, Cedric. Let him respond.
Ask him a question. He's asking me a question and not responding.
Because your question is ridiculous.
So
your question is ridiculous.
So
what was on Earth? Hold on.
We just established that you're making that up. There's no scientific source on abiogenesis that claimed rocks rub against each other and produce the human being.
Okay.
So that's some nonsense.
Hold on.
Okay, good.
Let's stop for a second.
So the next point.
Oh, look, you're going to the next point.
Hold on, Cedric. Hold on. Let him respond. Okay.
So now, Cedric, you made your point and we heard you. Okay, you made your point and we heard you, right? So now let me explain to you why I think that your point and your question was ridiculous. Because abiogenesis, for the people that don't know what abiogenesis is.
Abiogenesis.
Bro, what Sa, he got one more time, Sa, before I ask you to take him down.
All right.
Abiogenesis is the atheist idea, theory, hypothesis of how life started without intelligent design. So on this planet, right?
Ain't nothing funny.
It's on this planet, before there was life, before there was cells, before there was bacteria, before the environment changed, the planet was only water and rocks. So the concept of rocks as the only actual source of mineral elements on this planet is inherent in the idea of abiogenesis, because otherwise you don't have a source of mineral elements. You don't have phosphorus. When you say RNA, there'll be no phosphorus. You do know that RNA strip requires phosphorus. It's made out of phosphate. So you don't have a source of phosphorus without rocks, sir. Right? So while you laughing and joking over there, you might want to explain to us where your source for mineral elements on Earth came from, if not for rock. Go.
This is Enqi Lane right here, Cedric.
Mineral elements are just but one part of what makes.
Hold on. No, sir. Sir.
No.
Just tell us where the source for mineral elements on Earth comes from, if not for rocks. Go.
Do you have a source where rocks rubbing together evolved or produced human beings? Because that's the claim. So let us address your pseudo claim, because you were on some nonsense, not me. Because I understand how the RNA synthesis hypothesis work. I understand mineral deposits. I understand the early formation of basic amino acids. I understand the early formation of lipid cells, lipids to encode cells. I understand all of this. You made a claim.
Hold on.
That
No, I didn't. So wait. Hold on. Let me respond to you.
From together to a human being. Do you have a source for that nonsense you were spitting? Yes or no?
Hey, hold on. Let me respond to that again, because I think also what you're doing is trying to turn this argument around. So what I'm saying, just so we're clear, I am on team God. I am on team information. I am on team intelligent design. I am laughing at you and your friends because your side of the argument promotes abiogenesis. Your side of the argument says that life begins with rocks rubbing together, buddy. So I don't need to provide a source that says a human can develop from rocks. I'm saying that humans developed from God. Your side of the argument has to prove that life can come from rocks. Your side of the argument. So while you're sitting there saying, I understand this, I understand that, you're making claims. Hold on. You're making claims, but you're not demonstrating that you understand those things. That's number one. Hold on. Number two, I asked you because you was over there laughing, and then it looked like now you're choking on the chicken bone.
Hold
on. Don't cut.
No, you hold on. You
don't cut. No, it ain't no hold on. I'm talking. You got to relax. I'm talking. Can you, since you was laughing, can you explain where the source of minerals, the source of mineral elements would come from on early Earth, if not rocks? Go. You still didn't answer that question.
I came up here to ask you one specific.
Yo, are you not going to answer that question?
On the claims that you made. So do you have a source supporting rocks rubbing together produced human beings? Since you're proving now that you do not know how the scientific process works or operates. So you're making claims proving your ignorance. So that's on display because you have no source what is going to say the nonsense you just said. My second question is, after all that appeal to emotion, after all that pseudo-scientific nonsense you were putting on display, does anything you said undermine, disprove, or disqualify the Darwin's theory of evolution by means of natural selection? Did anything you said undermine that scientific fact and theory? Yes or no?
Yo, Sa, hit the share screen.
So the answer was no. So you were simply wasting everybody's time by coming up here and making a whole spill of appeal to emotion, yet the whole scientific process, right? Modern evolutionary biology is rooted in that scientific fact called evolution by means of natural selection. So all that Darwin is a racist, all that appeal to emotion that you did still did not undermine or dismiss or defeat the theory of evolution by means of natural selection. So all you did was come up here and cry like a little baby. Because again, does anything you say undermine or disprove the theory of evolution by means of natural selection? Yes or no, Enqi?
Okay, so so if you finish talking, I still want you to answer the question, because now the people have been reading this definition right here of abiogenesis. And it says right there in plain English, so that we can see that I'm not making this up. It says it right there. The original evolution of life or living organisms from inorganic or inanimate substances. So, one more time for you, sir, before the Sandman comes and pulls you off the Apollo stage. Is there another source besides rocks on early Earth where organic substances would come from?
So you're saying...
I'm asking you a question, brother. Do you have an answer for that? Hold on.
The nonsense you were up here saying, you don't have any claim, any evidence to support it. So you're not going to prove to us that rocks rubbing together produced a human being, right? Because we understand that from chemistry comes biology and the natural evolution. We understand that 250 million years you only had microorganisms. So we understand that, Enqi. But your point that from rocks rubbing together came a human being. Do you have a source for that? No. Number two, nothing you said undermine or disprove evolution by means of natural selection, right? So that whole time you were yapping, you didn't prove anything.
All right, Cedric, I got him. Keep it moving.
Thank you.
Hey, Cedric, you can come do your own show whenever you're ready, but you never let me know. All right.
I'm going to let you know.
All right.
Yo, once I get them into a loop where they just keep repeating the same thing over and over again, that's nonsensical. It's a wrap. At that point, we're just taking time from everybody else. So what he wants me to do is provide a source for the proof of evolution when that's not my argument. We're ops. I'm not supposed to provide a source material for abiogenesis to prove it. They are.
Right.
That's not for me to pull out a source for that. And I'm gonna be honest. I honestly believe that Enqi is sending his minions out to try to get an emotional response from me so that maybe I'll reveal some of what's getting ready to happen to him in the debate. So then maybe he could better prepare for me by asking me, Enqi, what? So can you disprove the theory of evolution right now? Like, hold on, man. You know that we got a scheduled debate. So you tried to either put me in a trick bag where either I look like I'm avoiding your question.
There you go, Enqi. That's one of Unc's old chess tricks.
But he don't know that this thing going on for 20 years.
He will send people out to try to get you to throw out something so he could cut it, snip it, and use it on you.
Of course.
Let me say this. I got to go watch the NFL. I'm going to watch the game. Let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Enqi,
Yo, who playing? Who playing?
The Cardinals and Seahawks.
I'm going with the Cardinals. Go ahead.
All right. You making more and more sense. I look at Cedric and I agree. I say, yeah, Cedric's ancestors must have been a Taurus because he sure looked like a turtle to me. So if it
get out of here.
nah, but you know, this is really ridiculous, man. They act like all of this natural environment structure came from an explosion. Have you ever seen order come from an explosion? When has an explosion created substance or order? It only creates more chaos. If I drop the hurricane, if I drop a hand grenade, it's going to destroy whatever's in that room. It's not going to create nothing. It's only going to destroy. So when they can figure out how to explain to me from an explosion, they get order, then I will accept what they got to say.
Listen,
other than that, I don't want to hear it.
Peace, Apostle.
Enqi, let me say something to you.
Go ahead, son, brother.
You,
elder,
peace, Kufi and D's and brother Apostle. Hey, this is what I have to say. When you got me thinking and pulled me over to you is when you, a few days ago, you told, you and Unc was going at it, right? And you told Unc in so many words that Darwin's theory was, he was online, but he gave up on it because it was debunked by his cousin, but he was just a part of a frontier that was going forward, right? So that right there pulled me over. You understand what I'm talking about, Enqi?
Yeah.
So once you said that, and then Unc kind of stuttered a little bit. But what I'm saying is you made him think a little bit, because me, Apostle, Rakufi, and D's, we can be in front of sa.neter. We can all be on the frontier to do something. Just say Apostle was discovered, got a little further than everybody else, but it turned out that it wasn't so much. And then Rakufi came with the real thing, the thing that made it go further. But even though Apostle planted that seed, you had help from somebody else to further it. And that's all you were saying about, I'm leaving out the racism. All you were saying about it is that he got debunked and he kind of slowed up, and the rest of the people on the frontier moved it ahead. That's my thing right there. And for Cedric to get here and he tried to make it comical, like, how can you rub two rocks together, make it human? That's not what we're talking about. So that disqualified me from Cedric, because I know Cedric pretty, intuitive.
Well, Cedric don't know. Listen, what Cedric don't know, and Cedric, I guess he had to, you know what they say, F around and find out, right?
Right.
Cedric just gave me the best ever video clip, because that right there is priceless. I'm not even sure that Cedric understands. See, this is why I kept saying in those early videos that I'm wrestling with beginners and novices. Cedric just, for the people that's in the know, right? Cedric just explained that he doesn't even understand the debate between Darwinists and intelligent design. By him coming up on the stage asking me for a source that proves rocks can make humans,
right?
That means he doesn't understand what side of the fence he's on.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm with Team God. I believe that is absolutely
But that's your argument, Enq. That you on your side of the argument, and you not trying to prove his side. He got to disprove yours with evidence. But
right, but what I'm saying, look, Suntan, what I'm saying is you giving him too much credit, because I don't even believe Cedric is smart enough to know which side of the argument he's on. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this, man. Cedric just studied, that's his job. So I'm giving him the credit as due. But see, in this debate here, he's not winning because he's not staying in his lane. Far as the evidence, to make an argument, you got to bring up your theses, and then you got to make your argument, and then he got to debunk it. So you will help him by saying two right, and then he try to make a joke out of it. So that's what threw me off again. So I just want to see what happens. But like I said, yours makes sense, and people can keep their religious beliefs to themselves. Let's just have a conversation, and I can learn like that.
Listen, let me tell you, this is the sore spot. Abiogenesis, like the Darwin people, they got a whole bunch to talk about until you bring up abiogenesis. Hey, Sa, hit the share screen real quick. See this? This right here is where they all get emotional and fall apart. This is a very simple question that I asked Google. Has abiogenesis been proven? In very clear terms, it says no. No. Abiogenesis has not been definitely proven. It remains a theoretical framework describing how life may have arisen from non-living matter on early Earth. And so when he was trying to laugh and clown, like, oh, he said rocks. He said rocks.
Right.
Well, what non-living matter was there on early Earth? Unless he got something else, like maybe he think there was Pepsi cans in the garbage can or something like that. I don't know what there was nothing on this planet but gases and rocks. So this is absolutely the abiogenesis theory. And maybe I'd go a step further to say maybe he's not even familiar with the theory. So maybe he doesn't know.
Well, what did you say? Ink sulfate? The rock have what material?
Oh, I was saying because he mentioned, like, in his little rant where he was like, I'm familiar with RNA, I'm familiar with this, I'm familiar with that, I'm familiar with. So when he talks about being familiar with cell membrane forming or phospholipids forming,
okay, and
he mentions RNA, DNA, and phospholipids, all of them require phosphates.
Right, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and a phosphate is basically a phosphorus atom surrounded by oxygen atoms, right?
Oh.
And so, but in order to get phosphate, you have to have a source of phosphorus. Now, oxygen is gas, but you need a source of phosphorus.
What would that be?
It would only be in rocks on the planet. That's where it would have to be at.
So why wouldn't he elaborate on that?
Well, I'm sure that they probably tagged Dazali to come on in and try to tag in for Cedric.
No, Cedric's in the chat. I want to hear you and Cedric, Enqi.
No, Cedric don't have one.
I mean, he's not in the he's backstage right now.
Yeah, but he don't have. He burnt his opportunity. Cedric's been waiting for that opportunity for a long time. He got it and couldn't behave himself. So that was the end of it.
That's a wrap. All right.
Yeah, man, I just didn't see nothing funny. That was funny about this conversation. It's a
good conversation, and I love to hear him and Cedric get it.
All right, let me bring in Dazali. Dazali, you got a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace to everybody. Peace to you, Brother Saw. Peace to Enqi, Suntan, everybody else up here, everybody in the chat also. I was going to ask you, Enqi, exactly what was the point you were trying to make. But I think you cleared that up for me, because at first I was lost in where you and the brother Jabari were trying to go. It sounded like y'all were tripping over semantics.
Wait, me and Jabari or me and Cedric?
Well, when you first opened the show, you were referring to, Jabari.
Okay, so let me explain that for more clarity, right? So when we did the first live, right? So this whole interface back and forth starts from Unc was in town doing his video run with Sa, and in his video run, he said he debunked me and all the rest of the pseudos. So when he said that, I hit Sa's line immediately and was like, why did Unc call my name out? You know we got to go live now to deal with this. So in the conversation, I'm telling Sa, when we do the first video, when I do my first video anyway, I'm like, yo, before we get into the science, I just want to show the cover of the book, woo, woo, woo. And so before I get into the science, Jabari comes into the video and he makes this whole long argument about how I don't know what I'm talking about because, Darwin never had any racist ideas and Darwin is not a racist, and how Darwin was, promoting, what he said, he was a black. We could. Listen, I might have to play the video in a second.
No. I remember it. I watched it.
And so wait, because I was trying to stay focused on the science part. I didn't want to let Jabari make me argue with him about the racist thing and not get to not stay on course with the evolution thing. So I let that go. But today, how the social media, I got time today. How I got time today. You know what I'm saying? So today I was like, okay, now it's time to cycle back on Jabari and pull out the book and then let everybody in the audience download the book. The Descent of Man by Charles Darwin PDF. Everybody download that book. Everybody read chapter 2. Everybody read chapter 6. Everybody read chapter 7. Everybody read chapter 19. And as everybody reads those 4 chapters, they will see that Darwin identified Africans not only as savages, Negroes as savages, but said that it was up to the white folks, the civilized man, to put us into extinction.
Okay. All right.
So that's where the conversation with Jabari is. I just wanted to show that Jabari was absolutely not telling the truth during that whole conversation where he had himself set up, distinguished him. Well, I teach my children because, I often tell them when they come into class and they have mistaken ideas that Darwin was a racist. I have to reteach them that Darwin actually was not a racist and there are no racist ideas in Darwin's books. And I'm like, wait a minute, Jabari, have you read Darwin's books? Of course I did. Let's go to page 15. I'm like, oh, so I see what he want to do. This is going to take too much time. He wants to play this game as if Darwin only had one book on the theory of evolution. Then it popped into my mind. I said, well, wait a minute. Let me not give away too much because maybe Jabari only thinks that there is one book that Darwin wrote on evolution. See,
okay, gotcha.
I have a whole bunch of books that I wrote on Amazon, and all of my books center around melanin and diabetes because that's my thing. So that's what I write about, different aspects of it. Darwin's thing was evolution. So Darwin has a bunch of stuff that he wrote on different aspects of evolution. So thinking that there's only one piece of literature by Darwin on evolution is a big mistake.
Okay, gotcha. Now, what I really wanted to do was get to my question as far as, and I know that you are, at least to a certain point, scientifically literate, brother. So you're very much familiar with science, even if it's some parts that you do not agree with. So you know what the prerequisites are. So let's say me, I believe in God, in creation.
Okay.
But like I said the other day, I remove my bias. Hold on.
Wait. But just before you go forward, I ain't gonna cut you. I just want us to take a moment and absorb that right there. So you with Unc, correct?
Yeah.
You with Unc, the atheist God killer, and you believe in God.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, brother.
I can break it down to you on another day, but like I said the other day, when it comes to these conversations, me personally, I remove my personal bias from it. And that's what I see. A lot of people can't remove their personal bias from it. So while I believe in God, I'm also scientifically literate, and I know what science requires, which is evidence. So if I ask you which side has the most convincing evidence, which one would be your answer? Which one, knowing, being scientifically literate in a scientific conversation, which side has the most evidence?
Okay. Now, before I answer your question, because I kind of think I already answered your question, but I want to make sure that we're clear on the sides, especially after just speaking to Cedric, right? So when you say which side of the argument has the most evidence, you mean the intelligent design side versus the abiogenesis side, correct?
I say evolution versus creation.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. You do understand that abiogenesis is a part of the evolution side, right?
That is a part that has not been answered.
Wait,
But
wait,
there are
wait,
plenty of parts
wait.
of evolution.
You mean that's a part that has not been proven, you mean, right?
Proven answer, yes.
No, those ain't like tomato. That's a whole different. So we want to make sure that we clear that abiogenesis has not been proven.
Let's run with that. Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Let's run with it.
Okay.
Abiogenesis has not been proven. So,
Okay.
do we have any section from the creation part that has been proven?
Absolutely.
Can you enlighten us, please? If it won't take too much time,
Okay. Has any life ever been demonstrated to come from a system without pre-existing information?
I will say that the answer is no, though that is not what science says. Science does not say that life came from no life.
I want you to be careful. Don't do that. Okay, so I want to ask you again, because I asked you and you said you do understand it, and now it seems like you don't understand it. So let me ask you again. Do you understand that abiogenesis is the beginning part of the evolution theory? Like when they address how life started, the evolution, in order to address the origin of life, it's abiogenesis. And that is life coming from inorganic, non-living matter. Do you understand that?
I understand that. I also understand that it's a work in progress. Like they are coming up
Wait a
with.
minute.
Yeah.
Hold on, brother.
Work in progress.
See, let me tell you what happens. Let me tell you what happens. This is, and I've been divorced twice.
Yeah.
I've been divorced twice. So I know this from both sides of the equation. I know this from both sides, right? When you with somebody that you in love with and you really want it to work, even if you see certain things that person do that you should leave that person, you don't leave that person. You don't leave. You stay in that relationship. You give that person the benefit of the doubt that under all other circumstances, you would never give that much leeway or benefit of the doubt. So here's what you guys over there on the evolution side do. You give unlimited leeway to anything on your side of the argument while putting time and exactitude on the other side of the argument. And here's what I mean. Anything on the side of intelligent design that has not been proven, it's done. They didn't prove it, so that's that. Anything on the evolution side that has been debunked, that has been failed experiment after experiment after experiment, you go, it's not proven yet. Even though there's been thousands of failed experiments, you go, no.
Yes.
We're still working on it. Like it's still working. So something that you've been working on since the 1700s, Experiment fail after experiment fail after experiment fail. It's 2025.
Don't forget the ones that actually work out, though.
Okay.
Now there are ones that actually work out. So let's say only 3
wait,
on the side
hold
of evolution worked out. How many on the side of creationism has worked out?
Wait a minute, brother, because that would be a leap of faith that I'm uncomfortable with taking.
Hold on for 1 minute, Enqi. 1 minute, Enqi. A public announcement. OTK, Daniel Haru, and Har WN. If you have not supported the channel and donated to the channel, you can't come on the platform. If you have not contributed and supported the channel for over 2 weeks, you cannot come in. You got my Cash App is inside of the chat.
And listen,
inside of the chat.
And Har and anybody else that wants to come on to support me, please do not help the bear. Do not come up here to help me, because you're going to teach them too much. Like, don't come here and help me. I'm good. I don't need help. If you see me and the bear scrapping, help the bear. I'm straight. Now, Dazali, listen to what I'm saying, brother. When you say if only a few experiments have been proven, that right there is a stretch, because there is no experiments that have been proven. There's not one experiment that has ever been successful for a biogenesis. Not one.
Evolution does not center around a biogenesis.
Oh,
have they not proven natural selection and other aspects of evolution? So let's say they only prove one thing from the evolution side. How many things has the creationist side proven?
Okay, hold on. But they didn't prove no things.
So
I can't
screen.
All you got to do is provide one experiment for a biogenesis.
A biogenesis is not the entirety of evolution, and you know that. You know that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Listen, hold up. You know what's crazy? Because all these people don't watch these other videos. When I was having this conversation with them, and I was talking about pangenesis, you know what you're doing is repeating them for Enqi. Pangenesis is not the main part of. So again, this is what I'm saying with this never-ending credit card that y'all got with no limit. All of these aspects of evolution that's debunked, you just keep on rolling and go, yeah, but that ain't the main thing. We got something else. But no. That part that's debunked, yeah, not that part. There's another part over here. Let's talk about this other part. Why can't we talk about the focal point? When you talk to intelligent design people or creationists, they're talking about the origin of life. The origin of life. So the conversation is rooted in the origin of life. Origin of life.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
Can you show me one experiment where a biogenesis has been physically demonstrated?
Here's my answer to that. I talk about evolution, which has nothing to do with the beginning of life. So we're having two separate conversations. I don't have any comment on biogenesis.
What y'all are doing, see, I'm a holistic practitioner, right? And as a holistic practitioner, we don't separate lung health from heart health, from stomach health, from brain health. We realize that there's a body, and anything wrong with the body, anything wrong with a part of the body is wrong with the whole body. So what y'all are trying to do is there's Charles Darwin's theory of evolution in whole. And so what y'all are trying to do to make it make sense in 2025 is y'all are trying to have convenient amnesia on all of the parts that don't work. And so you cannot do that. You can't go when I say, all right, well, show me one experiment where a biogenesis has been proven. And you go, there are no, well, you don't want to admit, but I showed on the screen already. We just asked Google. Google said it's a wrap. But so you don't want to admit that, because that's the root of the entire thing. That's the root of the entire thing. So you can't show one experiment of that. So
all right,
hold on. So let me just say this. So what that means is the people at the bare minimum, right? At the bare minimum, what that means is that the people who are supporting Darwin's evolution are taking the exact same leap of faith that you say people from the creationist or intelligent design side is taking, because you have not proven your origin story any more than a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, or a Buddhist.
We don't
All
have an
right.
origin story.
Hey, thank you, David, for supporting. Thank you for the support, brother. Ask your question to Dr. Enqi.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Peace to everybody on the panel.
Your statement, whatever.
Yeah. Peace to everybody on the panel. Peace to the station. Peace to sa.neter. Hey, I got a statement, then I have a question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things is I've been watching this from the beginning, especially when we start talking about when Professor Dr. Enqi put up the cover page of the original of the Origin of Species of Natural Selection, right? He asked you a question about where it said with the preferred races.
Mm-hmm.
He then asked you a question that said, "What do you think that means?" Now, if I'm incorrect at any point, you can stop me on where I'm incorrect at.
No, do you think?
Okay, so he asked you that question. What do you think that means? And one could imply or assume that he was trying to say or making it seem as if Darwin was talking about races. That's when Jabari came up, and Jabari said that he wasn't talking about races, and he went to the page of where it said that it wasn't talking about races, we're talking about plants and animals, right? And so that was that part about races, in which he was correct according to the book, according to the information that Darwin wrote in the book. He was not talking about human races. He was only talking about plants and animals as far as in the struggles for survival as a species. Oh, go ahead.
Can I respond real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So what I explained already, and I'm not sure if you caught it, because at this point we about 30 hours of content, but what I explained was that Jabari was out of context with that, because this conversation between Enqi and I had been going on for the better part of 2 decades. And the conversation between Enqi and I started with animals. So I never made the claim that Darwin was not talking about plants and animals in that book. What I was saying was that Jabari didn't know what he was talking about, because he was just jumping in to an argument that's already been going on at the tail end. Because the argument was, again, and I said it earlier, Enqi was saying that we came from monkeys, right? Black folks came from monkeys, and then white folks came from black folks. And that's where the argument initiated back in the Blog Talk days, because I'm like, nah, you got to watch that narrative, because that is the racist narrative. Okay. And so then Jabari continued to go on and explain how he teaches his students that think Darwin was a racist, that Darwin was not a racist, because Darwin was pro-black or whatever he was trying to say. Mm-hmm. And so me trying to redirect the conversation back to the science, I had to choose my poison. I had to let that go that day and just let him have that and ask him, do you want to stay on this channel and talk about pangenesis and evolution? If you want to do that, fine, stick around. But you're not going to redirect our conversation to something that you don't know what you're talking about. And what I was saying is not that he didn't know what he was talking about pertaining to whether page 15 or the book was talking about plants and animals. When I was saying he didn't know what he was talking about, I was saying that he didn't know what I was talking about, because Enqi and I started arguing about animals and people coming from monkeys and then white people coming from black people. And so that was the initiation of the original conversation. So today, when I had time, I hit Sa, like, yo, Sa, Jabari out there, full blown capping to the people, because Darwin absolutely in his book, Descent of a Man. I mean, now, Daniel, are you familiar with the book Descent of a Man?
Vaguely.
Okay, so maybe what I should do is,
but before we go there, because
no, let's stay here for a second before we change the subject.
No, let's not change the subject. It's really not change the subject. But what I was trying to do really was what I really tried to do is address the points in which were discussed on that day, because now we're jumping to Descent of the Man. When he came on, he said he only wanted to talk about the things that you said, and he did not want to talk about because he ain't heard your presentation yet. So, but based on what you're saying, when you did ask Side that question, even I myself thought you, and maybe I could be wrong, but even I thought you were applying or leading to that in that subtitle when it's talked about race, that they were talking about people. But when you start talking about pangenesis, okay, so in that case, I guess Jabari's right, because you agreed it wasn't talking about humans in that aspect. So in that case, he was right. But when you start talking about pangenesis and you say he debunked evolution as if pangenesis was a theory, that part was incorrect. Based on when Darwin started talking about pangenesis, he's only talking about a guess, which he stated. Which he stated.
Brother, hold on, brother.
Wait, let me
have you read? Hold on, no, because you're just saying things. Listen, brother, have you read the book?
Let me.
Hold on. Have you read the book?
Yes, I'm reading the book based on the content that's going.
What's the name? What's the name of the book? What's the name of the book that Darwin discusses pangenesis in?
Enqi, let me
just tell us. Just tell us the name of the book.
Let me say.
Just tell us the name of the book, brother.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Just tell us the name of the book.
Let me finish what I'm saying, and then you can go on, right? So I'm studying the information what you said. So in pangenesis, and you can correct me, and Enqi can correct me. Like I said, I'm a novice at this. I'm learning from you guys. So one-upping on me doesn't help you at all. I'm only studying what you said. So I'm saying in pangenesis, it talks about the mechanics in which he hypothesized of how these traits get into the sexual organs of the parent and then passes it on, which he himself was saying that this is what that's why I call them jewels. Wait, hold on. And he thought that this happened. Now, he didn't know about Mendel's work, as you stated, right? He didn't know about it. He didn't know about DNA. He didn't know about these things. But his main theory of evolution by natural selection, right, which comes talking about the environment, it talks about food, it talks about those changes that happen. If you can explain to me, and then Enqi can explain to me, because it wasn't a theory, it was more like a hypothesis, a guess, that he was trying to explain in his time. How did that undermine the changes of organisms over time by environment and by modification and adaptation? And just explain that part to me, then you and Enqi can have it. And then I can continue on with my studies.
What?
Dr. Enqi, let's go.
Got him stuck.
Hit the share screen, so my mic was muted.
I'm well, and peace to Brother Enqi. I'm glad that he's on. I just want to say really quickly that I mentioned when I was on your couch last, I guess Friday.
Last week, yes.
People often look at Charles Darwin's work and they assume that he's making a racist claim.
Uh-oh.
What I think I'm hearing Enqi do is make an argument primarily based on the title of a book. I was sitting here waiting for a while, and I would have waited longer were it not the fact that I got to get up out of here. But I want to be really clear.
Oh, so wait.
Wait,
So
let me
hold
say
on,
this, and I'm
Don't knock him off, Enqi. Don't do
gonna
that.
say this, and I'm
Let
gonna
him
stop.
finish.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna stop, Enqi, because I don't want to block what you're doing. But I want you to look at page 15 of that book, and you're going to see. This is something I cover with my students, by the way, because we talk about Charles Darwin. You're going to see that he describes what a race is. And in this instance, he's not even talking about human beings. In his parlance, race includes types, and he's referring to animals and plants. I think that Enqi might be thinking about social Darwinism, which was an extremely racist movement that led to eugenics. But Charles Darwin had nothing to do with social Darwinism. That is where other scholars took his work. Charles Darwin himself was an abolitionist and very clearly lectured several times on the unity of all human beings. Now, am I saying that Charles Darwin is without fault? No, he's probably a man of his era. I'm sure that there's some quotes in his book that you would read. There's some quotes. I've read his book, by the way, all 500 plus pages. I think that there's sometimes he says something and he doesn't say it in a way that I am comfortable with, but very clearly he does not describe Black or African people as inferior at all. In fact, Charles.
Now, we have Jabari right there, where Jabari just said he never describes Black or African people as inferior. Now, this is a very basic search that I did right here. Look, I want y'all to see what I typed into the chat GPT. I said, on what page did Darwin call Africans savages? And the reply is, Charles Darwin used language in his time that reflected 19th century European attitudes, including terms like savages when referring to non-European peoples, including some African groups. However, it's crucial to understand that Darwin was a product of his time, and the word savage was commonly used by European writers in the 1800s to describe non-industrial societies, not necessarily as a direct insult, but as a part of a classification system: civilized, barbarian, and savage. Despite this terminology, Darwin was strongly anti-slavery and expressed sympathy and admiration for many non-European peoples. Where Darwin uses the term savages, one of the primary sources is The Descent of Man. For example, Darwin says, at some future period, not very distant as measured by centuries, the civilized races of man will almost certainly exterminate and replace the savage races throughout the world. Now we can ask another question. Let's ask, does Darwin say that African or indigenous people are less intelligent than whites? This is an important and nuanced question. The short answer is yes. Darwin did express views that suggest he believes some non-European peoples. Now, let's go back again to our good buddy Jabari.
But very clearly, he does not describe Black or African people as inferior. He does not describe Black or African people as inferior. He does not describe Black or African people as inferior. He does not describe Black or African people as inferior.
Okay, so Daniel Herut, are you straight?
Oh, I mean, I hear you. I don't think you still answered my question.
No. Because you moved on from the first thing, and I was just letting you get that second thing off.
You mean about him being a racist?
About
racist?
Correct, about Jabari's whole, and that's me cutting his whole rant short, because Jabari went on for a good 30 minutes about how Darwin was not a racist and Darwin was anti-slavery and blah 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 blah. So what I'm saying is, one of two things have to be true. Either Jabari doesn't feel like calling black people less intelligent and savages is inferior. Maybe savage and less intelligent is not inferior in Jabari's mind. Maybe savage and less intelligent is not racist in Jabari's mind. Or Jabari outright lied to the people. Or maybe there's a third choice. Maybe Jabari lied about not reading the book, about reading the material.
Yeah.
So either he hasn't read Darwin's material, he has read the material and lied to the people, or maybe Jabari doesn't believe by calling you an unintelligent savage that somehow means that you're inferior. I
think Jabari would have to defend Jabari on that subject, or what you
okay, hold on, wait,
right?
Brother.
I would say that, but
wait, hold on. No, that's not what I'm letting you get away with saying.
No.
Jabari clearly said, hold on. Yeah, Jabari clearly said that Darwin never made no racist remarks, brother. So did you see Jabari say that Darwin clearly never called black people Africans inferior?
He said he wasn't racist, and he also said that there was some language in there that he wouldn't too much care for. He did say that.
Brother, I'm asking you a yes or no question.
He said that. Yes, he said a lot.
Okay. Now, did we both just look, and did you download the book as I gave everybody the opportunity to download the book and get the information yourself?
No, not
did
yet.
you download the book?
No, I ordered the book. The book.
Okay, good. You ordered the book. Now, your name is Daniel Heru.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, do you believe in God, sir?
Well, whether I believe in God has nothing to do with it.
Brother, hold on. I'm asking you a question, just like you came up and asked me a series of questions. I answered. So now I'm asking you a question. Do you believe in God?
Listen, I'm asking you a question pertaining
to hold on, brother. Yes or no?
My belief in God has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Brother, do you believe in God? Yes or no?
I will answer that. I promise you. I'll answer right after this. Can you please tell me how pangenesis undermines evolution, which you have not answered yet?
I think we have thoroughly, and this is what I'll say on that question. We have thoroughly exhausted that question up until the point where we set a date. Hold on, listen now. You got to accept the answer, because it may not be the answer that you want, but it's going to be the answer you get. So listen, Enqi and I have exhausted that up until the point where we set a debate date. So I'm not going to continue to debate pangenesis before the debate.
Okay.
Now, I did answer your previous questions that you asked, and you are avoiding my question.
You, respectfully, you have not answered. You went around and you jumped to from.
You asked me about Jabari, and I answered you on Jabari.
I asked you. I said, was Jabari right when he said that page 15 and what you said did not talk about humans? What you said was this.
I absolutely agreed that Jabari was right about page 15.
Okay. All right. Okay. Great. All right. We good. Okay. We good. Okay. We good.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Okay. So your name is Daniel. Now, see, Sa, look. This is what I'm saying, Sa, about these brothers that's faking out here.
No.
His name is Daniel Heru.
Yes.
He's masquerading as if he is somehow with Kemet. You cannot be with Kemet if you don't believe in God. Go ahead, Uncle.
Hey, but hold on. Wait, let me address that real quick. See, now that is the limited understanding of when you have your spiritual name, right? Versus what your true beliefs are. So
wait,
hold on. So when I say Daniel Heru, let me tell you what I mean. I believe in the ancestors. I believe in the metaphysics
and the personification and deification of what the not supernatural, but what our ancestors believe as far as the wind, the rain, the things that sustain me, the sun, what it means to them. So I understand Ra, I understand Shu, I understand Set, I understand these principles of the earth and of what these people saw which sustained them. That's why I say Daniel Haru. Haru meaning for me the third eye to maintain my lower self in a position where I'm able to control the animal instinct within me. But that does not mean that I believe in something that you can't prove, which is a God who see above all. Because you can say God did this, or you can fill in God's of the gap. But what you cannot do and will not do, and you will explain all around it, is show me God.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
No, ask me a question. Show me God.
You could see God when you look in the mirror, brother.
No, that's it. That's the God that you're talking about is me as a person. No, you said God, something that created all things, that's omnipresent. He's omnipresent. He's all powerful, all knowing. Show me him.
Make sure you come to the debate.
Okay, all right, go on. He won't ask no questions. Go on, you got it.
Make sure you come to the debate.
Hey, Enqi, I appreciate. Listen, man, I appreciate you. Y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna go to the debate. Believe me, I'm gonna download the books. I'm gonna order the books because I like hard copies. And whatever you say, there are those of us who will take notes and study what you say. And then when we present it to you, we will see the shifting and the straw mans and the movement of the goalposts.
Wait a minute. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Wait.
I'm not saying you, Enqi. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who are, the presenters on the platform.
Got you. But what I'm saying is this. Listen. But what I'm saying is this. I don't want you to make a general statement, because what I did was I showed and proved while allowing everybody to download a book. See, here's the thing. I believe that there's one level of experience when a person waves a book around on the screen that most of the people don't have at home. So they can say, oh yeah, whoop, whoop, I got the book right here. I think it's a whole nother level of proof when I say, listen, everybody, open up your screen right now and download the book right now. So that at that moment, everybody that's watching has the book. It's not about me waving around the book. Everybody has the book.
All right. Enqi, hold on. Hey, Cam Netter, come up for a minute real quick. Cam Netter, I got to ask you a question, brother. Come on, where you at, Cam Netter? Where you at? Was that you, brother, giving it to the police that I seen on video?
That's what I'll be doing. I've been telling you this for years now. So I'll tell you to go check out my channel. You on there? You ain't never went and checked it out. I guess you too.
Your hand, brother. Yo, I'm
telling you, that's one of the things I do.
Listen, I came across a video where these goddamn police just tried to grab you because you was asking his ass a question. Because you asked him what is his badge number. Remember the stupid dude?
Oh yeah, Long Beach. Officer Boozery. Yeah, Officer Boozery. Yeah, he's a fool.
Listen, I hope you went further on that, because they took me, bro. You let them take it.
Absolutely. I follow through, file complaints on them. They investigate him and everything.
Hold up. When I do that, I never have my ID on me. I leave my ID in the car because I know they will grab you up and just try to take your ID. But if you ain't got,
I slipped up that day. I was at work and I seen him doing that BS, and I just bounced on. I leave my wallet.
I love the way you did that. I love the way you handled that, bro.
Yeah. I'm up his a-hole.
Yeah. I love the way you handled that situation. Excellent. That nigga just took your ID and didn't even call a sergeant. So
they ran off.
You could have sued them on the First Amendment and all that on your civil rights.
But you gotta follow the steps though. First, you gotta give them the chance to fix it. If you just go straight for the lawsuit, they say, "Oh, you didn't give them a chance to remedy what happened. You didn't file the complaint. You didn't." They trying to BS you. So you got to go through the steps first.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, yo, let me get your channel because I don't see your channel.
It's Gambino Green Thumb.
Gambino Green Thumb. Gambino. Let me write that down. All right, you on the call, brother?
Oh man, boy, Enqi boy, he's something else, man. So, last time I checked, it was Enqi that said humans came from monkeys. We got the footage. We make sure we're gonna show that in the debate. As a matter of fact, he said humans came from rhesus monkeys. He said that. Yeah, he said white people come from rhesus monkeys. That's Enqi's world right there. So he the one. Last time I checked, said that humans came from monkeys. That was Enqi. And then the bombs go off and Tahuti say, I don't believe you. We all seen it. I've never said that humans came from monkeys. Made that up. We can talk about monkeys 40 million years ago. And we can talk about fish 250 million years ago. Talking about 250 million years. Talking about 40 million years. Having a common ancestor. People act like they don't understand what the word common ancestor means. So Enqi was the first person to say, Unc, how can you, I ain't gonna say Unc right hand man, but he's supporting racism, white supremacy. And then he put the book up and he read it. So he wasn't alluding to anything. It's clear. Did he say the title of the book is racist? Well, what part of the title of the book is racist? Could it be on the origin of the species by means of natural selection? Is that racist? Nah. Or the preservation of the favorite races in the struggle for life. He was talking about that right there. Everybody know it. He not being forthcoming. So the brother was right. He just at high levels know how to blam, 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 boom you and trick you and throw you over here and fake you. Don't ask questions. This put you here, put you there, make you duck. You doing all this. He had me and my man, big up to the shit. He had me and Chilembe arguing over damn generations, right, on a slide when simply the brother was trying to show you that people had talked about evolution before Charles Darwin, and he had the people on the slides, right? And then Enqi dive in with them. No, I'm saying in Charles Darwin's time. Nah, see, this is what y'all missing. Enqi is a master. Y'all think y'all can get up here and handle him. You can't. You got to be focused. That's why when we had this debate, I'm gonna be focused in that environment. He ain't gonna get a chance to, because he good at it. He been doing it for years, man. So like I started off, everybody know this. He was the person, and he told Natural Tahuti that humans came from the rhesus monkey. You just say, wait a minute, that he white people. Yeah, he said that. You got it, Saul. The bombs went off. You was in a car. It was sa.neter, Natural Tahuti.
Damn, you remember that, huh?
Come on, bro. This is how I get in. You got to be remembering. See, that's got to be your sharpness.
Do you have that video?
Man, we got it, man. Come on, bro. That's gonna be the first video in the debate. Yeah. So yeah, man. See, if you not remember what he's saying, he tried to turn my man around. He'll turn you around with accuracy. He's real accurate to turn you flip flop, boom, bam, boom. So I'm gonna ask you, and he ain't gonna be that. He gonna take you on a 20-minute diversion on what you're saying. Why did you tell sa.neter that I've been supporting racism when in actuality, Enqi be supporting racism? Because if you support intelligent design, that's a white Christian movement. White people did that. And the only designer they ever was talking about was people that look like them and not like you. When you talk about science, science says, Charles Darwin says that humans come from Africa. He's one of the first people to say that. Humans do come from Africa. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll act like Charles Darwin, oh, got a theory. All these things will be exposed. We know what the damn debate title is because he said in the video, I'm never lit. He can debate what he want to debate. I'm coming in there and debate what we agreed on. And I'm standing right there because if you let him take you on that damn roller coaster, boy, you're going to be all over the place. He going to take y'all on a ride. What I need y'all to be is focused and listen clearly. The scientific part of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution was actually pangenesis. That's what he said there. You know he said it, and I know he said it, and we're gonna make him prove that. I ain't gonna let him take me on an intelligent design merry-go-round. We talk about it. Because that's white people shit right there.
Damn.
That's white people shit. White
It's
people.
a crazy hell of a debate right here, y'all.
He said it.
People invented intelligent design. Mother Nature invented evolution.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Enqi, you can respond, brother. It's gonna be a powerful debate right here.
Okay, great. Hold up. Let's put me and Unc both on the screen. Put us all on the screen real quick. No. Put everybody on it. Yeah. Unc, let me ask you a question.
Nope, I ain't taking no more questions to the
Yo, I be having them running scared. Yo, they be scared. It's crazy. Yo, Unc, come on now. Don't be scared. Listen,
no, we talking. Go ahead. What you got? Which summary do you have for us? Go ahead.
Okay, is Richard Dawkins on the side of evolution, or is Richard Dawkins on the side of intelligent design?
Come on, man. He's an evolutionary biologist, yo. We don't gotta talk about. That's my answer. His career on what he does, no matter how you tweak a video and fake him out, act like he was boo. This man has a doctorate in evolutionary biology. That's all I'm gonna say. See now, what now, Enqi, do your thing. Watch this. I want everybody to pay close attention on how good this man is. Now, you heard me just say, right, that Dawkins is the evolutionary biologist. That means he went to college for damn near 10 years in that subject. He worked for that. He do that. He write books on that. Now, watch how good this man is. Go ahead, Enqi, and do your thing. Let's see if your son can be little enough to catch him. Elder Suntan, see, Elder Suntan, he know. He been around fast talkers. Go ahead, Enqi. I'm listening. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, Sa, listen.
Wow.
Yo, Sa, do you hear the fear and see the fear in Unc's eyes? Yo, listen, this is crazy. Look, now, in his conversation just now, because he's saying, I'm trying to flim flam, bim blam, boom, boom, boom to the people, right? Now, how could I be flim flamming the people if you are the one making the statements? The only way I could be flim flamming the people is if I'm ghostwriting your script for what you coming on to the platform to say. Now, you just said, hold on. Yeah. You just came on here and said that I'm going to have the people believe that we come from outer space. You said that. You also said that Richard Dawkins is a highly respected evolutionary biologist. Yeah. So, Sha, I want you to go ahead and hit the share screen for us one time for the one time. Let's go ahead and read this out loud. Did Richard Dawkins suggest life came from space? Yes. Richard Dawkins suggested that life on Earth may have been intentionally seeded by an advanced alien civilization, a concept known as directed panspermia, as a possible explanation for the origin of life given its complexity. You all right?
What does it have to do with what you said?
What you mean with what I said? I'm just showing you.
No, did you forget what your question was?
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you for a second.
Yeah, I think you forgot what your question was.
Okay. No. I know what I was doing just now. I know what I was doing just now.
See, question was.
I'm doing what hold on. Let me speak. You spoke.
You asked me a question. Go ahead. I'm just saying how good you is at that shit. Go ahead. I asked you, blam. Look, I don't know where we at now. You got me lost already.
I know. You always get lost when you get busted. That's how you always get lost when you get busted. Listen, I have children. When I ask them something, they have that confused face too when they in trouble. Listen, I got you. Here's what I'm highlighting. A couple of things. Your man Cedric came up here earlier.
What happened?
And Cedric tried to get me to provide a source for abiogenesis. Abiogenesis is an evolutionist argument. So what I'm highlighting is that you guys read from the same script. What you like to do when you don't have any answers is try to reverse the questions. So Cedric came up here to ask me for proof of abiogenesis, which is not an intelligent design argument. It's an evolution argument. You have to provide proof of abiogenesis. Now, number two, you came up here and try to ridicule intelligent design by saying that intelligent design people don't have any scientific answers. And so we will make the claim that life came from space. And what I just did is showed the people the world's most famous evolutionary biologist saying that life came from space. And do y'all know why Richard Dawkins said that life must have came from space? Because on TV, Richard Dawkins was pressed to prove abiogenesis, and he did not have an answer. Just like Enqi doesn't have an answer because no answer exists. There is no scientific proof of abiogenesis or abiogenesis. There's no proof of that ever happening anywhere on Earth in a lab. You know, like Sam I Am, not on a train, not on a plane, not with a cat, not in a hat. Never has it been proven. So Richard Dawkins, the #1 lead evolutionary biologist, said that life came from space. So what I'm showing the people,
yo, you probably met your match on this shit, man. Damn.
What I'm showing the people is that when these guys don't have any answers, what they actually do, see, Enqi is deflecting. He's trying to project his actual characteristic flaws on me. This is what these guys do. They're the ones making the claim that life came from space because they have no answers. No answers. When you ask a person on the intelligent design where life came from, God. Now, whether you respect that answer, believe in that answer, or whatever the case, we still have an answer. When you ask the abiogenesis evolution people to provide proof, they have no proof. When you press them, they go, oh yeah, well, maybe panspermia. Maybe life on another planet shot a comet down to this planet. But the problem with panspermia is it only puts them in a deeper problem because A, they admit they don't have an answer, but B, the same questions would exist. If life on this planet came from another planet, then where did life on that planet come from? And they would still have no answers. So, brother, I would love for you to provide proof of abiogenesis. With your man, Kim Netter. It seemed like he was hitting the pom-poms for you. You could tag him in.
Netter. I want to play back what the nigga said. You see how good he was just now? Did y'all see how good that man was? Did y'all heard him, right? Did everybody hear what that man said? Well, let's see what he asked. The question he asked. The question wasn't, did Dawkins say that life came from fucking space? First of all, abiogenesis has absolutely nothing to do with evolution. Let's get this straight. I'm on him. All right, now watch this. Share my screen. We're gonna see what this man said. Let's see what he said. Let's hit him with the playback moment. Playback. That's how we're gonna do him today. We're gonna playback. Go ahead, yo. Share my screen, sir. We're gonna play back what this man said. Not more than 2 seconds ago. 1, 2, 3 minutes ago, this man gonna end up asking this question. Watch. For nature invented evolution.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Enqi, you can respond, brother. It's gonna be a powerful debate right here.
Okay, great. Hold up. Let's put me and Enqi both on the screen. Put us all on the screen real quick. No. Put everybody on it. Yeah. Enqi, let me ask you a question.
Nope, I ain't taking no more questions to the
Yo, I be having them running scared. Yo, they be scared. Yo, come on now, don't be scared. Listen,
no, we talking. Go ahead. What you got? What?
Okay. So
which infirmary do you have for us? Go ahead.
Okay, is Richard Dawkins on the side of evolution, or is Richard Dawkins on the side of intelligent design?
Come on, man. That's the question right there. Ain't had nothing to do with the man saying it can't, but we got lost in it. We thought he did say it, but now we realize what he said on the playback. This man said that Richard Dawkins, you know what I'm saying, on the side of intelligent design or evolution. That was the damn question. How the hell did he get y'all all the way down there? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a prime example on how good this man is on foolery.
And
can you rewind that video so that we can hear?
He was highly respected. You never said he was highly respected either. You just said he got a PhD. That's what he write, and that's what he threw. But he threw that on there.
Hold on.
You said he was highly respected.
Hold on, cheerleader. Listen. Can you rewind that all the way so we can hear what your comments was about life coming from outer space?
What, man? I didn't say nothing about no life come. Humans don't know where life came from. I know this. So, you should know that before you get on conversation.
So wait a minute.
I'm gonna say they don't know.
So wait a minute. You did not make the claim that intelligent design people or I would say that life came from outer space?
No, I don't know what. No, I ain't say nothing about intelligent design people say nothing. I ain't say none of that. Well, I can keep letting it play. You said all that. See how he just switched? We call it a switch. See, we talking about what he claimed he said about Dawkins. See, that's what we're talking about. Now he asks another question to get me that, so he can get me stuck off that. There you go, bro. He doing the Moten Bailey again. He right there. Now he's trying to recede to a position he can defend because he know we just played the tape on what he said. The question was clear that Dawkins, who is an evolutionary biologist, leans more to intelligent design than evolution. Then he makes a mistake of saying abiogenesis. Abiogenesis has nothing to do with evolution. We keep telling the crazy lady that. We say, lady, that's not what it is. Not folly, but she keeps saying it. She act like abiogenesis, we defeated abiogenesis, defeats evolution. No, evolution does not report where life comes from.
The crazy lady?
That's his new name for it.
Who's the crazy lady, huh?
The folly.
Naphtali.
With the turban hat on her head, the Hebrew, the crazy lady who messes this up, who thinks she's defeating Charles Darwin evolution by bringing up abiogenesis. Crazy. The two things, abiogenesis has nothing to do with evolution at all. At all. I'm going to say this again. Abiogenesis has nothing to do with evolution. Same thing, Enqi, same mistake Enqi just made. Life comes from space. They don't know where the hell life came from. So Enqi made that up. There is not a comprehensive scientific theory on where life came from.
We got you. Now let me ask you, did man? It's not ask you. This is not a question. First, I just want to say, did man come from Africa, Earth? It says yes. It says, does Earth come from space? It says yes. I say so. Thus, does man come from space? It said all of his materials in a cosmic sense, yes. So that's just about the most we know. As far as that other part, that other dimension where it actually animated and got its animation from, that's the question.
We in space now.
Exactly.
We're in space now. Stars. The trace elements in our body come from distant stars. Yeah. We know this sun right here don't burn hot enough yet to develop the trace elements. So we know from distant stars that burn hot, we get trace elements. Suns are element producing mechanisms. They produce the fucking element. Listen, they produce life is chemical.
Yeah.
Okay. So all life biologically is connected to Earth. And all life chemically is connected to the stars. The stars produce, listen to me closely. The chemical element chart is chemicals. Life is chemical.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something to you? Hey,
one at a time, y'all.
Let me say something, you are on the right track with that because our bodies are made of hydrogen and all sorts of chemicals. And those chemicals that our bodies are made up of are in space. Space is made up of this. We are made up of the same chemicals that make up the universe.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
So we are space beings, but there's an animated sector there that no man, woman, child, science, religion has actually just came to the conclusion and made it, put a period on it.
All right. Hey, let me get to Kim Netter. Kim Netter, what up?
Oh man, I ain't got nothing much, man. I just came on because I heard somehow I was running, and I don't know how. I was handling some shit on the phone, and I guess I heard I was running, so I came to jump on just to see.
All right.
All right, but before Kim Netter goes, because I didn't make the claim you was running, I just wanted to respond to Unc real quick.
Go
Sa, can you hit the share screen?
No, we want to deal with the question you had. Why you changed the question up? Stay there, though, bro. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space. Humans do come from Africa. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here.
You were saying that you didn't say this? You were saying you didn't say this, right,
He'll like Charles. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll like
you didn't say nothing about this, right,
He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here.
This is not you on the video?
Yeah, that's me. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space, come from here, from Africa. He'll act like they come from Mars, come from space.
You don't be remembering what you say. You be saying this.
Shout the season, man.
Sounds good.
Hey, Sauce, that's funny. Hey, so y'all heard, y'all. Didn't I tell you how good that man was, yo?
Yeah.
So listen.
You be up here not telling the truth, man. You told everybody with a bold face just now. No, I ain't say that. See, look at this. Enqi's scamming. He trying to fool y'all. I ain't say nothing about, you said nothing about no space. I ain't even mention space. Enqi, see, you're lying. And then I said, hey, brother, can you rewind that back just a little bit further? Nah, I ain't gonna rewind that back a little bit further. We're gonna let it go from here.
He got you, He got you out there, bro.
No, he doesn't have a scientifically literate person. Let's do the rewind for real. First of all, he did y'all again. He got you again. See, so let's address his question.
Okay, look, hold on. Let me address my question.
Hold on.
I just want to say real quick that this is not going to be no walk in the park. I think this is going to be your toughest opponent yet. See, what happened with you and Jabari, y'all slept on Dr. Enqi because y'all know he deal with health and stuff. Y'all slept on this brother. And now he's pulling out all his... See, Enqi is not no new debater. You need to know he's a veteran from back then in the days with the polites, with the settings, with all of us. So you gotta understand this man here, he's not new to this. He know how to go in, get the footage, get the info. Man, listen, your hands gonna be full on this one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know, but
so let me say this.
No, it's my turn. Let me finish. Nope.
Okay, go ahead.
Enqi, one of y'all,
Order. Yeah, Enqi, no, Enqi a pseudo. He's the original pseudo. He's a pseudo sophisticate from day one. Okay, so watch this.
I like that term. Pseudo sophisticate. That was cute. That was cute.
Yeah, you are sophisticated at your approach. You confuse us. Now remember, the question was Dawkins, so we straighten that out. Then he moves to, you didn't say humans come from space. I'm gonna say it again. Humans already live in space. They was forged in space. Earth, right here on Earth, we forged in Africa, right? The continent Earth is in space, but watch this. Humans themselves don't actually come from space. The elements that will go in to making Homo sapiens sapien, you know what I'm saying, come from distant stars. Don't get it confused. There was no fully formed human diving out the damn sun talking about, here I is. See the game he played with y'all? You got to listen when dealing with this man. I've been listening to this man going back for 20 years. I'm listening. So no, humans don't come from stars. The elements that make up the human being, you know what I'm saying, 3.2 billion years later, come from stars. Yeah.
Okay, now hold on.
That's what I said,
Yeah,
that
that's
what I
exactly
said?
what you said.
Okay,
Exactly.
let me make 2 points, right?
Mhm.
Let me make 2 points. Before I make my 2 points, I know that you are the God killer, but your
Yeah.
first name is Unc.
Unc.
So right. So do you believe in Kemetic philosophy or not?
No.
Just yes or no.
No, I actually enjoy African philosophy. I enjoy reading Egyptian texts and Egyptian philosophy. Absolutely.
Great
But
answer.
you don't. Wait, hold on, Suntan. But you said no, you don't believe in Kemetic philosophy, correct?
No, I don't believe it's philosophy. You don't have to believe in it. You just enjoy it and learn from it. You don't got to believe. It's not a belief system. Philosophy is not a belief system. It's like an understanding, knowing system, basically. That out of philosophy comes science. But go
Okay.
ahead.
Out of philosophy comes science. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I didn't make the claim that humans came from stars or space, but I am going to say this.
Okay. So you changed it now.
Hold on, brother. Just relax.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, if you called yourself just now debunking the idea that people come from stars, I just want to make sure you understand, as a man named Unc, that you are debunking Kemetic science, or at least attempting to, because in Kemet, that's what they teach. So I just want to put that on the record right there and let you wrestle with that and let your followers wrestle with that. Now, I'm going to go back to the Richard Dawkins thing, because either one of two things are true. And I like to keep it binary so the short attention span people can participate. One of two things has to be true. Either you misheard what I said, or you are intentionally trying to redirect people away from the truth. So here's what happened. You said, and I played it at least, I don't know, 20 or 30 times so that we are all clear on the fact that you said this. You said that I and the intelligent design people would make the claim that people came from space. And you made that claim as a part of ridiculing any type of points that I would present, basically saying or insinuating that I am non-scientific and have a non-scientific approach that includes saying that people come from space. And you had a big kick out of it and you laughed. So what I then did was I referenced, and before I made the reference of Richard Dawkins. Now, I want you to know that there are smart people in the chat. So when I asked you, are you familiar with Richard Dawkins? There was people in the chat that already said, uh-oh, Enqi just put Unc in the trap. Because there are people in the chat that know who Richard Dawkins is. We are not the only two people on Earth having this Charles Darwin intelligent design debate. This is a very popular debate around the globe. Richard Dawkins, for the people who don't know, Richard Dawkins
We're not having that type of debate. We're not having intelligence.
Richard Dawkins, for the people who don't,
correct that.
When you get a chance to speak, you'll have your chance.
Yes.
Richard Dawkins, for the people who don't know, is one of the foremost evolutionary biologists. So I was referencing him. I asked Unc, was he familiar with Richard Dawkins? And he said, yes, he's an evolutionary biologist. So I want to see how you're going to trick us with that. And he's got a PhD, and this is what he does for a living. And all of those things that you were saying in favor of how reputable Richard Dawkins was actually supported me. Because the next thing we did was I pulled up on the screen Richard Dawkins, somebody from your side, actually making the claim that people come from outer space, the very claim that minutes before you were ridiculing. So what I was demonstrating, not flim-flamming, not scamming, not moving around, not running, staying in the middle of the ring, the very thing that they thought Terrence Bud Crawford could not do against Canelo. They said, yeah, he could win this fight, but he can't stand in the center of the ring. What I was doing was standing in the center of the ring, bang, bang, body shot to the jaw. And so demonstrating that your claims that you have ridiculed as non-scientific don't come from the intelligent design folks, family. They come from your side of town. They come from your side of town when we ask y'all to demonstrate with hard facts anything that y'all talking about, and y'all can't do it.
Yeah, that's a hell of a gift gallop right there, yo. You talk
I
about
got you.
absolutely nothing right there. That's a hell of a one right there.
People watching the video, sir.
Yeah, so back to Dawkins again. That wasn't even your question, bro. Your question was what it was, and I played it back. Simple as that. And you mixed up abiogenesis. So I'm gonna ask you, does abiogenesis have anything to do with evolution, Enqi? Because you said it did. I'm saying it don't. Are you saying that?
All right. And if you say it don't, I will concede.
I'm asking you.
I'm gonna concede that it doesn't.
Oh, all right, thank you. So about time. It's the punch. You're in the middle of the ring without your damn shoes on, slipping and sliding.
No, I'm actually on the side of the ropes waiting for you to get back up from the standing 8 count. No. I'm actually on the side of the ropes trying to wait for you to get back up. They got the smelling salt. They trying to see if you okay to continue right now.
Let me finish my point.
Okay, go ahead.
My point is you have managed to misconstrue the very things that you're saying, and you bop. So since you admit that abiogenesis has nothing to do with evolution, then why would you use it in that manner? Why would you do that? Knowing, or I just taught you something. Either I just taught you something, or you did it for the flim, flam, blim, bam, boom. Which one was it? I'm suggesting that you knew damn well that abiogenesis had nothing to do with evolution, and you just was doing an Enqi thing on regular occurrence. It's okay. But when we get in that ring, bro, see, people been waiting for this for a long time to deal with the pseudo sophisticates. The quality and the measure of this bout will be based on who understands the daggone conversation. Since we already know you don't understand what a scientific theory is, we already know it. Since we know you do not understand what pangenesis is, you misconstrued that. You misconstrued everything about that. Since we know that you misconstrued everything on regular occurrence, man, I'm gonna have a good time in there, yo. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm gonna dance, sometimes I'm gonna use the left and the right hand, sometimes I'm gonna use the body blows. What will be evident at the end of the day that you can't stand on what you talked about with sources, and you need to upgrade you got the free chat GPT on Google. Pay for that, man, before you get in that ring, man.
Hey, Enqi, can I ask you a question real quick? I just got one question.
Let me see if I got a pen. I don't want to forget what I want to ask. All right, but go ahead. Ask your question.
I just wanted to know, because when you originally came on, your reason for presenting pangenesis was to say that it debunked Darwin's theory of evolution by way of natural selection. Is that still your stance, or is you letting that go?
That was never my stance.
It absolutely was.
No, it wasn't. I'll repeat my stance for you if you want.
Go ahead.
I said that pangenesis was the scientific portion of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, and it was debunked by his cousin Francis Dawkins.
And then you also said
hold on, brother.
You said that debunks the theory of evolution.
Yo, please,
you had a run-on thing. You said because that was debunked.
Kim Netta, you gotta let him finish.
Go ahead.
Hey, Kim Netta.
Wait. Actually, hold on. Kim Netta was making my point. Go ahead, brother. Finish what you were saying.
You said because the pangenesis was debunked, that also debunks the theory of natural selection.
Okay, now stop right there. I want to ask you a question. And yes, I did say that. So for the record, I'm not moving away from your question. I definitely said that. But what I want to ask you now, hold on, Kim Netta. Hold on. I want to ask you a question, Kim Netta. Can you see the difference in what you just said versus what you said the first time? Can you see the difference?
What I asked you the first time is, are you still standing on saying that pangenesis debunks natural theory?
Correct. Now hold on. I want to explain to you how that's very different from asking me, did the debunking of pangenesis debunk natural selection? I just want you to understand that those are two very different statements.
Says you.
Right. Look, go ahead.
Hold on. Listen, because if you ask me, does pangenesis debunk natural selection. What you're asking me is, does the theory of pangenesis debunk the theory of natural selection?
Bro.
Hold on. It's some feedback. Listen, you're asking me, am I making the claim that the theory of pangenesis debunks the theory of natural selection? And that's not what I claim. Now, that is a different question to ask me if I'm making the claim that debunking the theory of natural selection has anything to do with the debunking of pangenesis. That's a very different question, because the theory in and of itself does not debunk the claim. The theory was created to support the claim.
But pangenesis is not a theory, it's a speculative mechanism.
Okay, hold on, brother. Because y'all keep saying this crazy talk. Have you ever seen this book before, brother?
It's volume 2.
Have you ever seen this book before?
That's volume 2.
Okay. So what is the chapter? What is the title? What is the title of the chapter on pangenesis?
Give it to us. You got the book.
Okay, grand opening, grand closing. We're gonna leave it right there. See, this is the thing. And I asked the other brother. Hold on. I asked the other brother. No. Listen, I asked the other brother.
Right.
I asked the other brother. He said he read the book and he didn't know nothing about the book. Now, Unc, you made some claim earlier when you came in that we never
But
got
you
to
asked me if I read it. You asked me if I seen it, and I just told you it's volume 2.
Okay, cool. All right, you read what I put on the screen. All right, Unc. So now
Wow.
earlier you were saying
go ahead.
Unc, earlier you were saying something about Jabari that I made up those claims. And so I'm going to ask you now, Unc.
All right, what's up?
Are you familiar with the book, The Descent of a Man by Charles Darwin?
The Descent of Man. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you aware that in that book, Charles Darwin refers to Africans and indigenous people and Aborigines as savages?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are aware of that?
Absolutely.
Are you aware that he says they're less intelligent than white folks?
I'm not sure he said that. Matter of fact, he didn't actually say that. He was talking about culturally, and he absolutely felt like that European culture was far superior to anybody else's culture.
Okay.
That's what he thought. And on top of all that, that ain't got nothing to do with the scientific theory that they produced that actually.
No, it doesn't. I agree with that.
All right, then hold on. But the scientific theory actually goes against racism.
Hold on. I totally agree with the part where you say it doesn't have anything to do with our debate.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with what the theory produced. The theory produced wasn't racist.
Hold on. Are you saying?
Yep, I'm saying it before you even say it. I'm saying.
Wait a minute. No, don't do that. Because then I'll start replaying it. You say I'm flip-flapping people. So let me get you some clarity.
You don't take. Yeah.
Are you saying that the book, The Descent of Man, was not written as a part of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution?
No, not at all. That's not the book that he produces theory. He produced his book on the origin of the species.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm asking you, Darwin?
That's his attempt to explain humans. He talks about humans in that book right there. That's not his theory. His theory.
Hold on. I'm asking you clearly because this is going to be one of the moments, Uncle, where you're going to look crazy if you say the wrong
crazy. I already said you heard me. You can play that in TV. Play that.
Okay, so wait. So you're saying that the book, The Descent of Man, had nothing to do with Charles Darwin theory of evolution?
I'm saying Charles Darwin theory of evolution, his scientific data is produced in the book Origin of the Species, bro.
Okay, so let me ask you a different way.
You don't want the book you talked about later on, and he talks about humans.
Okay, hold on. So
you don't have to separate that. You don't have to, but I'm saying the data collected is in his book. That book is a scientific treatise and is the foundation of evolutionary biology, which you claim it's not.
Okay.
Then he writes another book. So we ain't gonna keep doing that.
Hold on. But all these books that he's writing, they're all about his theory of evolution. Do you agree with that?
It's not his science. The other books is not his scientific theory. They just books, nigga. Two different things.
Okay, wait. So what is the subject of these books?
He's
I'm
talking
saying
about
that the subject of these books is his theory of evolution, and you're saying that it's not.
I'm saying no. That he only wrote one theory.
Okay,
He didn't write a couple of them. Simple as that.
He expanded on different subjects that he didn't get to cover in the first book. So I'm asking you clearly: are you saying?
I said what I said. Now you
no, but you ain't say nothing. You ducking. So I'm asking you for a clear answer.
He only wrote one theory, right?
Okay, he only wrote one theory.
Then the rest of his books is whatever you want to say they is. Enqi, that's what I'm saying. It does not disqualify his scientific theory. That's the point. No matter what he wrote.
Hold on.
He wrote Peter Pan. What that got to do with it? Peter Pan don't debunk his evolutionary theory.
Okay, so hold on.
All right, come on, man.
For clarity, though, can we just get like a yes or no? Is the Descent of Man book?
The Descent of Man book is part of Charles Darwin's writings, and it's not part of his scientific theory because his scientific theory is contained in one book. That's what I'm saying. If you can't accept the answer, you just can't accept the answer. I don't know.
Hold on.
And he wrote that. He wrote them books. All the books you saying he wrote them.
Okay, and so he did say the things about Africans being savages.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, he said that.
All right. So hold up, but that don't you? But what you are doing is saying that those books, the
Don't
variation of look, the variation, because I want to be specific. You're saying the variation of animals and plants under domestication had nothing to do with his theory of evolution.
Yes, it did. You can talk about. I said you can talk about that, but that particular thing trying to explain the inheritance was wrong. We will later on explain that to Mendel's.
Okay, hold on.
Experimentation.
Okay, so now we're talking about another book.
Yeah, did you claim the only scientific part? You said that's the only scientific book he wrote. Remember that. Don't forget your statement now.
Brother, I got you. Listen,
okay.
Hold me to it. We got a debate set, don't we? The flyer's out. So listen to what I'm saying. Are you saying that the Descent of Man was a part of his theory of evolution, yes or no?
It's not part of his scientific theory at all. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Are you aware that I allowed everybody to download the book already? So most of the people.
What you saying? Okay. Yeah, I know what the theory is. You the only one don't know what the theory is around here.
All right. I hear you, Uncle.
You know, that's the craziest thing ever because you did know you wouldn't argue with me. Pangenesis is the scientific portion of it. You sound mad. I dare you come in there. I double D dare you. I dare you say that. Again, you already said it, but I dare you say it. You better not come in there and say that.
What?
Yeah, the debate title. Don't even mention the debate title in the damn debate. The only scientific part is this thing. Yeah, don't do it. I'm threatening you.
Hey, real quick, Enqi, while Enqi looking that up, look at this.
What? And then he got a fake chat GPT. He got the free one. They think like the person writing.
Oh, you see that
What?
Hey, Sa.
Oh yeah, you tripping.
Hey, yo, Sa. Hey, Sa, can you hit the share screen?
Yeah, you tripping, yo.
Sa, can you hit the share screen?
Oh, man. They'll hit y'all with the free chat GPT. Yeah, it is. Man, get out of here.
Sa, can you hit the share screen? Is the Descent of Man about Charles Darwin theory of evolution?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
It's a different
question. Descent of Man is about Charles Darwin theory of evolution, but with a specific focus. What the Descent of Man is about? Darwin uses this book to apply evolutionary theory to human beings, showing that humans evolved from earlier life forms like other primates. Introduce and explain sexual selection, a process he saw as distinct from natural selection, but equally important in evolution. Discuss human races, morality, intelligence, emotions, and how these traits could have evolved. Key themes in the Descent of Man. Human evolution. Argues that humans share common ancestry with other animals, especially apes. Sexual selection, especially. I don't think I have to go on any further. I don't think I have to go on any further. I think that it's clear that one of us is familiar with this material and one of us is not familiar with this material, And what I'm saying is we still got a few more weeks, brother. Why don't you get some of these books? Instead of clowning, maybe you should spend some time and study. Read some books, brother, before we got a few weeks. You can read at least one or two of these books before the debate, you know.
Flim flamming again, man.
I know I'm flim.
Yeah, did you comprehend what you just read, yo? He said he applies his theory of evolution to humans, right? And he's trying to explain sexual selection. Once again, the book is not his theory. He's applying his theory to it. Now, you got to be able to comprehend what you're reading. You know you got the free chat GPT, bro.
I got you.
You can't trick me, yo. You can trick them.
I know.
You can't trick me because I was clear.
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay, I just want to make it. I just want to make it that. I'm just going to make it right there.
But the book of Genesis is in is not a part of it, though.
Wait a minute. Hold on. And so what you're saying, is that somehow the free chat GPT has different information than the paid chat GPT.
Yeah, because you've been writing on it and it's thinking like you.
Right. So see, look, this is exactly why I'm using the free chat GPT, because the other day when I was on Enqi channel, Enqi said that somehow I'm coaching the Google search. So I have a free chat GPT that's not, I don't have nothing to do with, that's just answering the question straight up. After you repeatedly, I asked you over and over, and you said over and over, the descent of man has nothing to do with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Now, when I read,
that's what I said. I said it's not his theory.
Do you realize? Hold
on for a minute. Hold on, Enqi. Hold on. Relax. I said that is part of his work, is what I said. And what you read clearly says that he applies his theory of evolution to humans. And he uses a mechanism, sexual selection, which is actually a mechanism, right, to explain the evolution of humans, bro. Now, I know you understand that, bro.
But pangenesis is not a part of descent of man either.
No, I know that's another right. That's right. That's another attempt.
That's not even a part of that.
Absolutely not. Sure, he taking us on a wild goose chase right now. It's all good. Though.
Do you realize? Okay, let's say for instance, right, that the people just tuned in, and they like, man, I'm not sure if Enqi said this or said that or said this or maybe he said. You do realize that you lost all credibility 20 minutes ago when you said that you didn't say nothing about space and you doubled down and tripled down on it. And then I pulled the video back showing you, yeah, he gonna say Martians in space and he gonna say people came from space and he gonna say, and I replayed it over. See, that's what that's for. That's not only to prove you wrong in the instant, but that's also to create an example for future arguments like this. When this situation, this moment right here pops up, we can refer back to the record of you being a professional flip-flopper, So I just want you to understand that the video does not support your claims, brother. We just watched you emphatically say, I ain't say nothing about space. And then I put the video on and it just was something different, brother. So again, if I was to do that right now, the people would see you double down and triple down on saying that the Descent of Man book had nothing to do with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. They will also hear me saying that he was expounding on his theory of evolution in that book, and that all of his books are about his theory of evolution. Because
you just said it, key word there, about, shorty. See, we listen for words here.
Correct.
Something different from about a theory. For something to be about something, there has to be a something to be about. Meaning that his theory is produced. His theory is produced. His theory is the foundation of evolutionary biology. Now, he writes other works that will apply the theory. The other books he's writing is actually not the theory itself, but the application of the theory.
That's crazy.
I'm going to say this again. The book is the foundation of evolutionary biology. Okay? By natural selection there, bro. And it is the descent of man is simply an application of that damn theory, bro. Like, I can't believe you don't get that. And he introduced the mechanism of sexual selection, bro. Like this is what I'm telling you. So the descent of man is not actually Charles Darwin theory of evolution. It's actually the application of it on humans, bro. Like see, we have to be very clear and concise in what we talk about. You can trick those who are not scientifically literate. It's my job to get people up to speed because one word can change the whole thing. So no, the descent of man and the other book he wrote on plants and all that is not actually his theory. It's his application of it. One was One was pangenesis. He was trying to make an attempt to explain how traits are inherited. One was by descent of man, the application of his theory. He was trying to provide sexual selection, right? He was right about the sexual selection, and he was wrong about pangenesis. We had already had his theory safely fixed and produced. So I don't know why you can't understand that. And I know you're doing it on purpose and you're taking advantage of the pseudo ones in the audience. Those who are getting educated can tell the difference between the actual theory and the application. Once again, we're talking about the theory and the application of that theory. So the application of that theory occurs in the descent of man. The application, meaning you're taking it and you're putting it to work. You're applying it to man, to humans. See what I'm saying? Pangenesis. He's applying it. He's trying to explain the inheritance, right? Later on, they would explain it through Mendel's genes, talking about Mendel's work. But Mendel's work got lost, right? It wasn't actually promoted. Into the 1900s, they finally went back to Mendel, right, and replicated what he was doing. And they say, aha, pangenesis is now gone out of favor. Now we're going to deal with the genes, the chromosomes. I know what I'm talking about. Take my time and be clear with y'all. All right, I'm gonna run Enqi off the panel. Enqi is gone. I ran him off there. He knows there's a difference between the actual theory and the application of the theory, but he's trying to trick y'all. He's trying to play y'all. That's what he's doing. So an application of something is different from the actual theory itself. You apply the actual theory. Where's the actual theory at? It's in that book that your man Enqi messed up on purpose, and he called us a racist for it. He said, y'all are racist. It's right here. Share that screen, son. I'm gonna get out of here, bro. Share that screen, and I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna see what that man was talking about. It's right here. All right, here we go.
That right there on the screen, son?
Yes, you're up and running.
Okay. No. I just want to make sure you could see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
I want to understand, going to the inception of House of Consciousness, sa.neter on 125th. You out there taking pictures and videos with white folks kissing your feet and Unc being I ain't gonna say necessarily your right-hand man, but Unc's been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just trying to understand, like, how has he made it a point all these years to stick around and teach white supremacy, right? So here's the book, right? This is the actual title of the book. On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection. Now, when people are trying to hide the truth, they just leave it like that. They just say on the origin of species by means of natural selection, or they will paraphrase and just say Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. They leave this whole entire second part out. You see what that say? Or the preservation of favored races in the struggle for life. You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
This is the white supremacist Bible. This is the white supremacist Bible. This is the science that backed any and all justification for what Black folks would experience throughout the rest of, the 1800s going into the 1900s. This is how we get, Francis Cress Welson's famous debate and the bell curve book and all of these things that some of the people that are just getting into, quote unquote consciousness, they might not even be familiar with.
Yeah, so right there, based off his explanation and him using Francis Quest Welsing, we know Francis Quest Welsing was fighting the bell curve. The bell curve was basically trying to say that white people was more intelligent, right? And so he's claiming that, or the preservation of the favorite race, right? The races in the struggle for life. He's basically trying to say that this book is promoting racism, white supremacy, because white people are the favorite races. He says that later on. And I'm saying he got that wrong and he won't admit it, because it's not actually talking about races, it's talking about varieties. So I'm gonna end that right here, right? Get your thing up, educate yourselves, man. It's important. Scientific literacy will help you understand. I see there's some pseudos in the channel. I see them. I appreciate all the pseudos that continue to get everything wrong. I appreciate y'all. Y'all got a place in this world. Y'all do. Y'all do. Learn the theory, learn evolutionary theory. It is the foundation. I made a statement about Charles Darwin theory of evolution helped us understand the pandemic.
Hey, before you go, I got one more question.
No, I ain't going. That's going to be another.
No. One more question. One more question. Huh?
I'll make my mind up whether I want to answer that or not. What?
Okay. What is the evolutionist theory of how life began?
There is no evolutionary theory of how life began. It's not part of it at all.
No. I'm saying, does evolution have an idea? Evolution. I'm not saying Charles Darwin. I'm just saying evolution in general, by anybody ever associated with evolution, past or present.
I don't know. Maybe you could educate us. I'm saying what I've learned about Charles Darwin theory of evolution has nothing to do with it. Evolutionary theory has nothing to do with the origins of life at all.
Okay, wait a minute. So you're saying that a book called Origin of Species has nothing to do with origin of life?
Yeah, save that for debate.
I got you. I got you. Hey, listen, as long as you're comfortable with these statements.
Yeah, I'm definitely comfortable.
Hey, peace to the panel. You and Enqi, y'all two very intelligent guys. Peace, Rock Koofy. Peace, brother. I'm out.
Can I ask another question to you, Enqi?
Yeah, yes, sir. Hold on.
I'm out of here, Enqi. I appreciate you. I see.
Wait, stay real quick, stay real quick.
Yeah, I don't want to beat them up too bad, bro. We gotta say things.
Sa.neter.
What is that right there?
A health genius.
Yo, yeah. Hold on with your question. Let's just watch this clip.
Because
what was that on his head? Yo, you put that on that man's head.
Yo, just let the video go, Unc. You're gonna see what it is. Relax.
Because you are a health genius.
Sa.neter. Is this your king? Jabari confirms he has no clue what pangenesis is, so he has no clue what Charles Darwin's theory was or evolution in general. Watch.
Pangenesis is the scientific portion of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Jabari already confirmed it.
No, he didn't confirm that. He did not. He did not say that.
Yes, he did. No, you Jabari didn't say that.
Is this your king? Is this your king?
This is your king.
Go to Amazon now. I'm telling you, this book is blowing up.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with it.
I never learned that Wallace published the theory of evolution with Darwin, because that's not true.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with it.
I never heard of none of these things. You're making it up, bro. And you know it. Come on, reading it. We're reading it together. No, we didn't read that.
85% of what I and Unc actually say is exactly the same.
I never heard of none of these things.
85% of what I and Unc actually say is exactly the same. I respect Unc's scholarship. That's why I would sit with him. So I already knew, one of the only reasons why I even came in, by the way, is because Unc couldn't. Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with it.
I never learned that Wallace published the theory of evolution with Darwin.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am.
Can you explain to me what pangenesis is?
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am.
Is this your king? Is this your king?
This is your king. What?
Can you explain to me what pangenesis is, Enqi? Please, sir. Because I have no idea what you're talking about. Please explain that.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with it.
Because I have no idea what you're talking about. Please explain that. And then I could answer your question because I don't know what you're talking about. At all. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Where the videos at? Hold up, Sai. Where the laughing emojis in the videos
Hey,
at?
bro, just explain it. You don't have to. Just explain. I'm forthcoming. If I don't know and understand something, I'm simply going to say it. So explain to us what that is. What sources can we use to understand what you're talking about? Pangenesis. Explain that, please, sir.
So Unc is more qualified than Jabari on this subject. And Unc doesn't know about Alfred Wallace or pangenesis, which means Unc is unqualified and Jabari knows even less than that.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with it.
I appreciate you bringing up horizontal gene transfer years ago, right? I appreciate you bringing up a pangenesis, right? And educating us on that. I actually appreciate that.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with it.
Leader decides what I want, the result thereafter.
Yeah, mute that. Bro, Unc did call me out for not being able to read. The following. Yeah, roll the tape.
He can't comprehend what he reads.
Go ahead, because your name is in the title. Go ahead,
Sa.neter, I need you to check your email.
Okay.
Pull something up. Because this is what Enqi does not understand. He does what they all do. Okay? We're just going to get this straight. Let's get this real straight here.
Man, I would love to keep this going, but I got to go get my babies.
Yeah, I know. Running. I know. Go get your babies.
I'm a father of 5, and I take care of mine.
Sa.neter, pull up your email real quick. He got 2 seconds.
All right.
Ask that man, did the scientists know everything? No, they don't know everything.
The only thing with this Unc is I don't know how to blow it up, so.
You don't got to blow it up. So can you read that to the people? First of all, we're going to ask Enqi. Enqi, do you know what a scientific theory is now? It's my turn to ask questions. It's my turn now. Do you know what a scientific theory is, Enqi? You could look it up. I want you to, I ain't trying to get an aha moment.
No. I'm just like not answering, so you can go ahead and finish.
No. What is that? See? So this man didn't ask 1,000 questions. Now you ask him 2 questions.
Oh, you on the clock, brother. Just come on with your paper.
No, I want to know what is a scientific theory, bro. You can look it up. Go to Wikipedia.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Sa.neter, read it and see if he agrees with it.
You got to send it again. Send it again.
I cannot send it again. It's going to knock me off the stream, y'all, bro.
Okay, hold on.
Nothing came through yet.
Wait, hold on. Oh, why can't you read it?
Because I can't read, nigga. That's why. Okay. I can't read. So let's get that out the way. I cannot read. So that's why Sa.neter's going to read. Hypothesis. We're talking about scientific hypothesis, just like we were talking about scientific facts. A tentative statement about the natural world leading to deductions that can be tested. If the deductions are verified, the hypothesis is provisionally corroborated. You know why I can do that? Because I practice scientific literacy.
What? Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with this. Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with this.
Is this your king?
This is your king. Of pangenesis. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, hold on.
I'd love for you to show us a source. It'd be great if it could be in Darwin. Wait a minute. Wait. It would be great if it could be in Darwin's own writing. By the way, I assume that you also know that. I'd love for you to show us a source. It'd be great if it could be in Darwin. Wait a minute. Wait. It would be great if it could be in Darwin's own writing. By the way, I assume that you also know that. I'd love for you to show us a source. It'd be great if it could be in Darwin. Wait a minute. Wait. It would be great if it could be in Darwin's own writing. By the way, I assume that you also know that. I'd love for you to show us a source. It'd be great if it could be in Darwin. Wait a minute. Wait. It would be great if it could be in Darwin's own writing. If it could be in Darwin's own writing. Darwin's own writing.
Is this your king? Is this your king? This is your king. What?
Go to Amazon now. I'm telling you, this book is blowing up.
Jumping out of your lane, dog. I'm gonna keep it a
Hold on.
Enqi. I think you are jumping out of your lane, dog. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Your lane is health. Your lane is health, brother. You're going into his lane. You know, all of us have lanes that we go by, and Unc's specialty is evolution.
I'm not an expert on evolution. That's just something the sa.neter says, bro. I'm a layman like everybody else.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with it.
I'm not an expert on evolution. That's just something the sa.neter says, bro. I'm a layman like everybody else.
And misunderstanding of the scientific fact, and misunderstanding of the scientific theory, and misunderstanding of the scientific law, and misunderstanding of the scientific fact, and misunderstanding of the scientific theory, and misunderstanding of the scientific law, and misunderstanding of the scientific fact, and misunderstanding of the scientific theory, and misunderstanding of the scientific law, and misunderstanding of the scientific fact, and misunderstanding of the scientific theory, and misunderstanding of the scientific law.
Because Unc is more than equipped than I am to deal with this.
Is this your king? Is this your king? This is your king. What?
Go to Amazon now. I'm telling you, this book is blowing up.
What's the best way?
All right.
Can I ask my question now?
Yes, sir. You can ask your question.
All right. So since we got you to confirm your stance that since pangenesis was debunked, that also debunks Charles Darwin theory of natural selection, right? Right. So boom. So now let me ask you, since you know that pangenesis has nothing to do with the descent of man, how is the descent of man an extension, which is an application of the work from natural selection, if it was debunked?
I'll never answer that question.
But that's not a clear question.
That is a clear question.
Super clear.
Okay.
Hold
on. All right. So let me
clear it up for you. Let me clear it up for you since it ain't clear. You saying that natural selection got debunked since pangenesis got debunked, but then you got the descent of man, which is an application, which is an extent of the framework, which is natural selection. How is that then debunked if it has an extension of work that's still not debunked, is still current?
Only in Enqi world does that.
Hold on. That's a great question. I like the question. Now, before I go into the question, I just
just answer it.
He ain't gonna answer it.
Hold on, I'm gonna answer it, brother. I answer. Listen, hold on.
Come on.
This has turned into a 30 or 40 verse one.
Can we just get the answer?
Hold on. I have answered everybody's questions. I have even pulled up. Wait. I have even pulled up on Unc's channel looking for the smoke. So it should be no doubt about whether I'm going to answer the question or not. But what I just want to make clear for the record is you are a supporter of Unc's, correct?
I just want you to answer the question.
I'm just asking you a question.
I will answer your question in chronological order. Once you answer mine, I'll answer yours.
Yeah, that's how you got to do them. He like the police trying.
That's how I got it. No. Because depending on your answer depends.
No. I will give you my answer, but I want you to answer my question first. We're gonna do this in chronological order. I don't have a problem answering your question. Just give me my
answer is a part of my answer.
No. I want you to answer my question, and then
I don't have an answer.
Okay, I thought so.
No, you didn't think so. You scared to answer the question because here's the problem. Okay, hold on.
You trying to base your answer off my answer when I'm asking you
a hamburger. I'll gladly pay you today for a hamburger.
Like, come on, now.
Hold on.
For a hamburger today. Yo, you the ham. Yo, let me figure out you the hamburger.
Can you just answer my question, please?
Right on that fruit fast, you was eating a double stack cheeseburger with McDonald's fries. We got you on camera. Since you got a little slick with the video.
Hold on. I just want him to answer my question.
Hold on. Listen. It's not. I'm just trying to make sure that you understand.
And look, by the time you done answering my question, you're gonna be sure where I stand. Just answer my question first.
No. I'm already sure where you stand, but I don't think you are.
You killed them.
Are you gonna stop talking?
If you're sure where I stand, you shouldn't have to ask me that question.
Are you gonna stop talking and allow me to speak? Yes or no?
Answer the question.
So that's a no. You're not gonna stop speaking?
Go ahead, answer the question.
Okay. So the reason why I asked you, are you an Unc supporter or not?
Hamburglar. Eat a hamburger. I'll gladly pay you tomorrow for a hamburger today.
Hey, Unc, listen. The people that's watching can tell your feelings is hurt. Listen.
I just want to answer my question.
Wait. The people that's watching can tell your feelings is hurt. Because you're coming with, you're trying to come below the belt. You trying to interrupt me from answering the questions.
Man, you're not
people can see you hurt.
People
can see you hurt.
Use that.
It's not a good look.
You're right.
That's why I said don't say nothing. I just
All right, y'all. We at the closing remark.
Answer that question, though, so I don't do that.
Yo, hold up. We are at the closing point right now. If he didn't answer the question now, he ain't gonna answer it later.
You say it.
Listen, I'm going over to the debate coliseum. That's where they at right now. They're getting ready to get something in. The link is in the chat. I'm on my way over there. Peace and black power.
I'm gonna meet you.
The link is in the chat. Come on over.